actually. I got notes I'm supposed to read. Alrighty. First things first, everyone. We have some announcements. Gotta go with the classics. Or let's be smart here. Introduce everyone first. In our top corner, it's me. I am Buck Buckley, Bucket, Buckeye, Buckshot, Buckwheat, Buckfirth, Buckingham Palace, Buck or two. Those are all the Bucks
Ooh,
I can
Buck or
think of.
two's a good one.
Right beside me, I go by they them pronouns. I'm an amazing host. They won't regret this. Beside me is Taylor. Would you mind introducing yourself?
I'm Tay. You said this the last time we did this on a Saturday. Y'all are sick of my fucking face, aren't you? We're back. New things. New us. New year.
Taylor, what do you do with Cast Exposition? Give me the rundown. Short. Give me the tensor's floating disk pitch.
Blood and DMing.
Fuck yeah, blood and DMing. Okay, and beside Taylor, we have Wombat himself. Wombat, introduce yourself. Give us a wave. Give us a nod. It's really early for him.
Hi, I'm a Wombat and I'm tired. Hey. I play Callus and I DM for Book of Time.
And what's that? Right below Wombat is Nikki. Hey,
Oh,
Nikki, why
hi.
don't you go and introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Nikki, and I don't DM anything. I play Ambrose in Book of Time, and I play, who's the other person? Malin in A World's Rebirth.
Everyone jump to the left. That's Chris. Chris, give us an introduction.
I'm Chris, and I, like Nikki, do not DM. I'm just here for the memes. So I play Marigold in Book of Time, and I also play Lucian in A World Rebirth.
Alrighty, guys. Got some announcements now. See, that's fantastic.
You've got so much cleavage going on, Buck. I'm here for it.
You need
Jealous.
more?
Like, I need to
Maybe.
fix my shit. Yeah, should we
This
all
is
just,
this is English cleavage. This is as much as we can show.
You're a very prude culture. It's not your fault.
You know, otherwise my house will be,
Yeah.
doomed.
The bitches will come crawling.
come through the windows?
Your bloodline
And the walls.
shall be ended.
That is
Well,
true. I
right.
did
Down my
DM the Battle Royale. I have DM'd once. Thank you, Shadpass.
That means Nikki's kind of DM'd.
I did not DM.
oracled
There's
the
no DM
quiet
in that
year.
game.
I said kind of.
Not even
What
Skype,
on
no.
earth is going on in the House
The
of
House
Commons?
of Commons.
I have no fucking idea. I'm this close to going down there and asking what 4-year-old bean.
Fuck yeah, what he said. Okay. And for the announcements, for the next 3 Sundays, not 2, not 1, 3 Sundays, that's the order those numbers go in. Starting tomorrow, we are running a World's Rebirth. Not me, them. It's going to keep going for 3 days. You heard it, 3 days. After that, Book of Time will be replaced with a mini campaign called Where It's Colder. Not Calder. Where It's Colder, following Callie's character, whose name I can't pronounce.
Snaros.
Snaros' time helping the Resistance. Also, character stickers and pins are live on Redbubble with art done by Buck. Plug yourself with what? It just says to plug myself. Oh yeah, I have a Redbubble. You can check that out. It's called Fool's Court, because I am a fool and I have a court. Lastly, that's it. One piece of notes down. Let's get into it. Actually, we won't be needing this anymore. This is all the questions we had specifically about Rakesh's future.
Oh
Rip
no!
those up, yeah.
Thomas!
Yeah, those are. We don't need those. Okay. Blindsight? Well, Betty wish you would have had hindsight. Okay, guys, let's scooch on over to Conspiracy Corner. Okay. Here in this corner, we're real comfy, and we're going to be talking about some things that the players have had on their minds, some ideas, and some spooky tinfoil yarn board style conspiracies on what's happening in the many campaigns that they are playing. Many means two. Okay, guys. Who wants to start us off? Do you guys have any wild conspiracies that before I go and start reading off some paper?
I mean, we all know that I do. That's my job.
Yeah.
You are
We
the
call her
resident
conspiracy
nutcase.
theory
What?
Are you the resident nutcase?
Yes, I'm the tinfoil hat of the group.
I support that. I'm a big fan of tinfoil and hats. I make an effort to wear them. Not today, though.
Not
Uh,
jointly.
No, not at the same time.
No.
The tinfoil's
Separately.
somewhere else. Okay, guys. World's rebirth. Let's be real. What's the deal with these skinwalkers?
That's what I want to know.
I have no
Everyone wants to
fucking
know.
idea.
We're all curious.
Oh
Taylor,
my.
Yeah,
Taylor.
Tay, what's up with these skinwalkers? So glad you joined us for this.
my theory, I'll start us off.
Yeah.
My theory as a fan, as an outside viewer, Shia LaBeouf.
Actual cannibal?
100% is the only, I don't know. I think he's teamed up with Mateo, and it's all connected.
Teamed up for a Shire surprise.
Hot
Yes.
me.
Just
Oh,
Shia
do it.
LaBeouf.
1 second. 1 second. Taylor, I'm sorry to tell you, I just got word in that Shia will not be able to commit to that cameo later on, so that's a plot we'll have to rewrite.
Darn. I will take that note down. I will call my backup. I'm sure he's available.
Okay. If it's Jake Gyllenhaal, he said he's not doing that, not till he gets that scarf back to where it goes.
I will call my third option.
But seriously, guys, what's the deal with these skinwalkers?
Hey guys, what's the deal with skinwalkers?
I was just talking to Wombat about this the other day.
Yeah, my current theory is that they're just goons. That simple. Like, I've
Okay.
got nothing about them.
Important distinction, though. Goons and henchmen. Which one are they? Henchmen, they're in it for the cause, but full believers. Goons, just a paycheck.
Goons. Yeah, goons.
Goons?
Mm.
Nikki,
Like, I got nothing. I wish I had more.
what's your thought? Are you in the same boat there?
I'm in the same boat that they're goons, but I think that they work for Mateo, specifically. Tay, do not hide your face. Show us your fucking face.
Hide
And-
the face. Hide the face.
I think that the only tie-in that I can think of is that Vecna's tower is in that same Shadow Realm place thing that the Skinwalkers are from, and the Skinwalkers are from there, and Mateo is a Vecna stan, and they're all working together. That's the only thing that I can think of.
Mateo X Vecna.
Yes.
Interesting. Chris, Mr. I have plots of my own. Let's hear it. What's your theories?
I have no fucking idea. When we were on the ship, I thought I completely understood the Skinwalkers. And then we met them like more recently, and I was like, hey, I don't know how you work. And then they pulled out some algebra shit, and I was like, oh, I have no idea how you work. Maybe I never knew. Who am I?
He
For
dropped
shit.
out in 3rd grade math. He doesn't know anything.
Don't even know what grade is, mate.
Good. Love it.
But yeah, I believe that they are aligned somehow. At first, I thought it was like a secondary element to what we were dealing with, but then it was too sort of in there for it to be two separate coincidences rolling in together. So yeah, I believe that they're involved in some areas, but I think that they're more with Bella than the dragons, which is a hot take purely because everyone said the other one. So I'm going with that.
I like that take.
Chris,
It's a
got
good
it.
take. I mean, anything's fucking possible. Who fucking knows?
I'm going to just throw shit at the wall until something sticks.
Right.
Bella Luna. Now that's an interesting bring up because that's our next one. What the fuck is up with Bella and fucking Mateo? Since when are they buddies? Going to crib matches together, to the horse races? What is this? Theories about that, guys?
Mm.
I have a theory, but I have theories about fucking everything.
I love that you have theories about everything because that's what keeps me going. is listening to you guys, and I'm like, I can't I could comment, but I don't comment.
The truth is, Taylor hasn't written anything
That's
yet.
what I'm thinking, is that we're creating
You guys-
content.
You guys just give her the fuel.
Let me grab a pen. This is gonna get good.
Somebody else go first.
Chris, let's hear it. You went last, so you have to go first.
Um,
What's that partnership about? Why are they working together?
I know initially the general consensus of the group was that they were bringing her back for something. Now, originally I thought that it was because she was a demigod. They were going to have her help them enact some plan. But now it's looking more that she's a little bit more disposable, like she served her purpose. So what has she done for them? What's happened since then? We haven't seen the dragons since we've had a couple of confrontations with her. And it's all getting a little bit, maybe she's served her purpose. Maybe they needed her for something, but the link into Vecna is there. Just after the most recent episode, I think, as well, someone etching into that book of gods, the Blue Death, I think it was. The Cold Death, something like that.
Blue Death.
The Blue Death.
Maybe they're using her to attain some kind of godhood. Who knows? I fucking do. I'm here for the memes.
I'm interjecting on that one. Who do you guys think the Blue Death is implying?
One of the Dragon Boys.
I think it's implying.
I was thinking BL because she's got blue skin now.
Good one too.
Not throw a totally left field one here, but Haragash?
No, he'd be the nipple death. Sure.
Death by many nipples.
Maybe
Nipple
it was just a
bringer.
little smudged, and you could fit it in there.
I think
I
it's
forgot that she
Bella
had blue skin. Mm.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
But she's already
I am in Chris's
made
camp.
herself into godhoodiness anyway.
No,
And I
she's
don't think
demigod.
that's what she
She's not
called
God
herself.
yet. And she's put herself, I think, under the discarded gods in her own blood. I don't think that obviously wasn't written by the keeper who did write that book, which I know because I'm magically attuned to it. Spoiler alert. Whoops. So it's been written by somebody who wasn't the keeper. Bella Luna's in here. We assume that she's been camping out here, and that's why this is her lair, for lack of a better word. And I think that she's stuck up enough to write herself in because she hasn't reached godhood enough to actually be elevated to that level. I do think they are trying to elevate her to that level, and I think that Mateo is playing the long game to take her place.
However, I remember in the
girl
library
fish.
bit, I checked out the book on the blue dragons, and their lairs are like round here as well. So it could be that when they brought her back, they brought her here to their little lair, where they've already started like. Yeah, so I still say one of the Dragon Boys, but you know, it's a theory. It's all theories.
Wombat, you're awfully quiet. What do you know that we don't?
I wish I could tell you because I know nothing.
That sounds like a man speaking about an NDA. Alrighty. Your legalities save you this time, young man. On to the next one. Vecna. Let's call Maori. Let's get a paternity test going. Is he Thaben and Mateo's dad?
Yes.
This is news to Chris. That looks like that was news to Chris.
I have no idea.
This is one of my insane theories.
Yes. What?
Let's
He's
fucking
been running
Dr.
this
Phil.
for weeks.
Oh my
What?
god.
Let's go through it here. Mateo and Thaben, what are your reasonings for that, Nikki? I implored you to share your thought process. I want to see the red string on the cork board.
I just can't think of any other reason why Vecna would be sending Mateo minions other than him calling up Daddy saying, "Mommy kicked me out and I killed her. Can you protect me?" And that's it. That's the only tie-in that I have.
Alrighty. Anyone else have anything, Taylor? You've been awfully quiet. What do you think about Nikki's
Here's how we
Nikki's-
know that it's fucking bananas, is he's asking Tay for her opinion.
Yeah, I need to know because
I get all of Nikki's theories like as they happen. I can show the receipts of the number of times she's in my DMs with caps lock on, going, "Tay, just tell me, Tay." She's like, "I just need to know. Just tell me so I can prepare."
but like a
love
barren
it.
coconut tree, nothing falls when you are shaken.
There's a bunch of this emoji.
The shrug
That's the best
emoji.
emoji.
I'm
I
so
don't know
used to the
how-
shrug emoji.
I don't know how like godly offspring work in this sort of system, but one of my favorite terrible dads, Zeus, whenever he went round siring children, they were demigods. So my thought would be if it followed in that same vein, they'd already be like godly in a certain extent, but they are dragons. So they are also powerful either way.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Well, not all gods rely on demigod-based children. If you look at the Norse, you'll have beings like Sigurd and Brynhilda, who are simply just really powerful mortals.
It's true. It's very true.
The juice can be diluted, as the kids say. No one says that, just me. Wombat Chris, do you guys have any opinions on Nikki's thought process? Does hearing this set off any bells? Did your alarm cantrip go off?
Ooh, good
I
one.
mean, I said my answer, and the question was asked, which was no. I don't think that
Yeah. I don't think that they're related to.
related. No.
I think they're using it as some
You are
sort of a
alone.
power grab because they know that he's powerful and he likes to fuck with things in the mortal realm. So they're like,
Less daddy, more sugar daddy.
more zaddy, yeah.
That's a crawling man.
That's Zaddy with an X, by the way.
Yes.
That's it. That's Xander.
That's what I mean.
Hey, something that I've asked Taylor extensive things about here. Hieroglyphs. What are these hieroglyphs? Taylor?
Someone guessing.
Hieroglyphs are typically an ancient form of communication.
Yes. Sure they are.
Pictographic
this case-
language.
In this
Exactly.
case, guys, what do you think when I say hieroglyphs, we all know exactly what I'm talking about if you've been paying attention at all, which I hope you guys have been playing the game. What do we think these ones in particular are putting out? What is the narrative these particular ones are telling?
I mean, I thought it was a little bit obvious that each one depicts the sort of story of each of us. But the problem with that is we are now missing one of those people. So whoever the new one is, we need to find out what their hieroglyphs say. And then
Really missing two, if you think about
Molly was
Yeah,
there
because
too.
Molly's
Molly.
on there.
it.
Oh.
Rakesh are both on
there was
there.
Molly on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, Molly's
Ah.
the crystal ball.
Oh, I
think
thought
she's
that
the
was.
third or fourth,
Oh,
though.
yeah.
She's second from the bottom. I'm looking at it now,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
why I'm sat here like,
She-
yeah, I've not memorized those hieroglyphs, by the
gonna be
way.
like,
None of
shit,
you did
Chris.
commit a bunch of pictures to memory?
I have
Hell
to open
no.
up my notes now. Jesus.
Oh.
However, a note for listeners, viewers. Rakesh is dead, but some weird mystical shit took his body, and Lucian and fucking Eclipse just let it happen. So who knows what's going on with his end?
You were dying. What were you going to do about it?
I think I'd come back from dying, but I was
Yeah, him and Eclipse were just sitting there having a chat, talking about her haircut.
well.
Meanwhile, someone's like, I'm just gonna body nap.
I tried, and then someone came for Rakesh and said the master's not done with him. And then from a RP perspective, I was like, can't do anything for him. He's fucking dead. Also serve a master.
But Molly
who
could
could
be a
do-
skin suit. We met skin suit Molly.
We did. We left her on that ship. Just
Is that one of the
send it back
hieroglyphs?
to the
Is,
dynasty?
Molly has a skin suit.
Is one of the hieroglyphs a zipper?
Just Molly
Been
with a
planning this
zipper.
the whole time, guys.
One of them is a handshake, so whether that's an agreement with
It's Mateo.
Do
New
we-
Molly
conspiracy
is
theory
Vecna.
unlocked.
Okay,
Molly
guys,
is back.
brand new conspiracy theory right out of my own little mind.
Yes, bring Ben back. Yeah.
Who's the master? The mysterious body mapper was referring to.
Ooh, good one.
I
Is
thought
it
it
someone
was
we've
It's the
met,
ban, right?
or is it a brand new player?
no.
It was the ban, right?
It's the dude that Rakesh saw in the mirror, right?
That was Roland and Aurora. Is that right?
Those are the two like siblings that fucked with him during when he
That fucked
had
each
eyes
other.
and then didn't have eyes. Yeah, that's it. The Lannister twins.
Yeah.
Amy and
Okay.
Cersei just running around.
Yeah.
I can't.
Vampire
speak
Jamie
more
and
to that.
Cersei.
Can't
Fuck, I
speak
should have
more to
opened
that
my notes.
particular topic.
I
That's on my-
assumed it was Aurora. That was my assumption. Now I'm rethinking that maybe I'm wrong.
I think it's one of those two. I'm purely thinking it's the dude because out of character, Tay described him seeing that weird person in the mirror when he was trying on his wedding stuff.
When he came out of that slushy womb thing, what were they chanting? They were chanting
What?
something. You know what I'm talking about.
What womb? What the
Wombat
fuck?
back
What am I?
then.
There was a womb?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Now, if I know Roland and Aurora, there was a womb.
When was he in the womb?
The boys
No, when
look
he had
so
he had a
confused.
flashback when he was meditating when we left him alone in the inn. Why does that
Oh.
Where did we?
Oh.
Where did we go if we left him alone?
We were doing stuff, and Thomas was
Thomas
playing Hearts
refused
of
to
Iron.
leave. Yeah, he was playing a game and didn't want to be bothered. And
Here first, guys. We're just calling Thomas out.
Okay. The
You
problem
would-
of taking like in fucking character notes is that I write everything that Lucian knows. So when I refer back, I'm like, "What was Thomas doing?" I don't know, but I have a +3 to hit when I'm using my hex. Some
Mine
dumb
went
shit.
like
I do
sending
the same
mail.
thing, except for I make sure to play stupid characters, so I never know anything. That saves a lot of note taking. Alrighty,
help me out, dude.
Nikki, where's your
Yeah,
womb?
sure.
Where's the womb
There
chants?
was a womb. They were chanting ancient.
They were chanting something. Ugh. I have to go back into my
This
notes.
child up.
Yeah,
Raise you up so I can stand on mountains.
yeah, 100% Taylor.
Tay,
I
help me
truly
out.
don't
What were they
remember.
chanting?
Oh, I'd have to go back through my notes. It was so long ago.
It was so long ago.
Stream
Well,
canceled.
I found it.
Yeah, you've
Unto you a
just
child
lost,
is born. We've made the sacrifice. We hope you accept us.
Nikki, you got to swap the cameras back.
It's done.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't leave the Discord.
Oh, that's because I'm stupid.
Oh.
So I've never done this before. I'm sorry. I was trying to find my notes. Anyway, I found my notes.
Oh, the stream like deadass dropped.
Nope,
That-
I think we're
no,
still
no.
going.
No, it's still going.
I'm just a dummy. Ignore me.
It's okay. We love you anyways.
So it's unto you a child is born. We've made the sacrifice. We hope you accept us. And there was a woman with black hair covering her eyes, 30 feet tall, with a deep red glow. So I don't think that's Aurora, unless Aurora is 30 feet tall. I mean, if he was banging a 30-foot tall woman, then fucking high five.
I don't know. He talked to me about it in the Feywild, but I don't remember if he gave me a description. He just sort of talked about it, and Lucian was
Wow.
very sort of offhand with him, just like, "Yeah, okay, whatever, old man." You're just like talking like back in my day when I had a. I was like, "Yeah, whatever." I'm not really listening.
Let's have a sober thought from the outside world here, guys. What other beings have appeared to be roughly 30 feet tall throughout the campaign?
Gods.
Gods. Oh, now that's an interesting thought. Too bad we don't have that written down. Anyways, what's Xander's deal with the Traveler?
What do you mean, too bad we don't have that written down? Don't have what written down?
I'm not allowed to
Gods.
talk about gods. It's not on my list.
Okay.
All right, Conan.
I was given strict marching orders. I have the list of things I'm allowed to talk about, the things I'm allowed to tease, but I can't say.
So gods is one of the things that you're allowed to tease.
Yes,
This
Show
is
us
not
the paper.
crafted
Show
by
the
me.
paper.
can't show you the paper. It says for
Fucking
Buck's
lying.
eyes only.
Fucking lying.
Well, okay, fine. I can't say anything. Do you guys have an idea of who this? Well, if it is a god, showing up to be 30 foot tall in his flashbacks, has Rakesh had some secret dealings with gods?
Mm.
I don't think it's either of the ladies.
Because like let's go back here, right? We've had the Raven Queen showed up to Callie, right, and she was extremely
she
tall,
didn't.
correct?
Shar
No.
did.
Shar did.
The
And she
Raven
was
Queen has
extremely
never
tall.
showed up for Eclipsa.
True.
No? I'm wrong.
The only
Fourth spot.
there was Shar, Raven Queen, and the Traveler.
And Corellian, the Archheart, right?
Corellian most recently. Yeah.
Yes.
There's one more god that's been like prevalent, but like in a sub-prevalent level. Like it's not like been as important.
Is this you? Are you going to give us something? Is this a bait? Are you putting?
Melancanth has been brought up in Rakesh's story a lot.
Melancanth is the one with the trio, the triplets, the
Yeah.
incestuous triplets.
Yeah, the
Twisted
evil
3.
one. Twisted 3 from Z. Oh, fuck, I can't even say that.
And
Zeophilia.
and Roland and Aurora were fucking each other, so they're incest
Yes.
twins.
I wish I knew more about them. I think you nailed it on the head. That's hammer, meat, nail. You got it.
And
True, I mean,
Rakesh was born on the day of their sacrifice or whatever.
is Rakesh one of those? 6 of Redfall?
Yeah.
Ash is an
Oh.
incest baby.
Because to be fair, we've never sat in a tavern and gone, when's everyone's birthday? When are we doing parties? Like,
We did find out.
Eclipsa very well tried.
We did find out what
seems like
Eclipses
he'd be a
was.
killer party planner.
we did find out what Eclipse as well, sort of awkwardly.
Because she brought us all cupcakes individually without talking.
Which is, to be honest, that's exactly what happens in an English office. You come in one day and Becky's come in, you're like, you're right, Becky. She's like, yeah, I brought in a load of cakes because it's my birthday. And then you feel really bad because no one knew it was Becky's birthday. And you're like, I am going to eat this cake awkwardly.
All right. I think
boy.
we've said all we can say about this, right?
I think so. Okay, guys. Xander and the Traveler. Now,
Are
there's
there
been a lot of
conspiracies
shady
around
stuff. It says there is.
What you got, Wombat?
What is Xander doing with the Traveler? That's my note.
Well, I don't think. I mean, I just sort of imagine he wants to be like big boss, but can't. So the Traveler has been sort of like incapacitated, thrown in prison because he can't kill him. And he's sort of just like stolen the mantle.
A good old case of identity theft. That got me back in 2006. I've been there.
Millions of families suffer every year.
Damn it, Jim.
Yeah, and it's my fault.
All your fault.
You stealing all the identities?
Yeah.
The Wombat has a big box with all the identities in it.
Fuck that. In 2006, Wombat was still in like a pouch or something, like whatever Wombats do when they're little. I don't know.
And marsupials.
Do wombats have pouches like kangaroos have pouches?
They do, yes.
They're
They're
marsupials.
marsupials, Taylor.
Fucking.
And the wombats in the pouch, when they're baby wombats, they stick their head out and nibble on the grass as mum walks around.
and also commit identity
Are they
theft.
like microscopic, like baby kangaroos?
No.
Well, when they're like newborn, they're like about the size of my thumb. But,
Shut
like,
the fuck up.
Then they grow up.
Small side
Yeah.
tangent, wombat. Have you ever met a wombat?
No. Wait, yes, but no, but not
Send this
health.
boy to
I
the
want
zoo,
health.
guys. Get him to a zoo. They gotta have wombats in zoos. Maybe
I'm
not
fucking
Australia. The whole
finding-
place is a zoo.
Wombat and I have gone looking for wombats, and they're really hard to find. In the
Does Houston
States.
Zoo not have a wombat?
Huh.
There are a fuckload of wombats in Australia.
I'm
Mm.
gonna find out. I'm gonna
2024
email
trip to
Houston Zoo.
Australia, y'all. Start saving up
Yeah,
now.
boy.
I was full on 30 years old when I saw that video of a baby kangaroo like growing in the pouch. I had no idea. Wasn't inside a womb.
So
Had
wild.
no
I-
fluid. It was just like there, just like I'm growing, bitch. What do you want?
Hey, aren't we all? Okay, guys. I'm about to move on to Book of Time, but before I turn the page on that one, any last conspiracy theories for World's Rebirth?
Xander meeting with the demon kin. I know that's in there somewhere.
What's your theory?
Not more a theory, more that it was an interesting sort of plot thing because we've got the dragons doing something with Mateo, then we got Xander doing some wild fucking shit by himself, contacting different planes, making alliances. Like, what the fuck is going? Like, you see the dance going on there. Like, we have made some horrible fucking enemies.
I want one brand new, completely unhinged conspiracy theory from the queen of tinfoil hats herself, Nikki. I want one you haven't said in chat. Throw it together.
Mateo is skin suit Fabian.
Same person.
They're the same
good old-
person.
a good old case of what?
There
the
is
twins?
no Mateo. There is
one
only
person.
Fabian. They are all Fabian.
You heard it
Praise
here
be the
first, guys.
Frost Prince.
We
I
are
do.
all of
I
them.
have a very, very tinny hot take on that one, which is that Xander is making this pact with Demonkin, offering up a certain realm of existence in exchange for assistance in supplanting his current sort of position as God, cementing it, and then, you know, fucking 9 hell stars coming out of everywhere. Like, yeah, you can have this
Yeah.
bit. I don't really want it.
Yeah.
No, man.
That's
Xander's a warlock, though. He's got a patron.
I thought Xander was sort of like warden of Carcero.
I have no idea what the fuck he is. I don't know.
Hey, babe. Hey, babe.
I think I
What's
hit
going on
it.
over there?
I think I hit it.
And on that note, Book of Time, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck about that?
We talked about Mallory once. Let's bring it up again, guys. Let's get another paternity test going. Is the curator Snarenos' dad?
It's my theory.
What?
Curator Snaris'
What?
dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brought
That
to you
was
by
my like easy 2 a.m. thought. I got up to pee and I was sitting there and I was like minding my own and I saw like a Discord notification and I saw Wombat's name come up and I was like, this fuck put a lot of focus on Snaros talking to Floaty McFuckface.
I'm going to raise you one. The curator is Ambrose's mom.
What if he's secretly all of our parents? What if we don't have parents? He's
curator.
your mom.
The curator is someone who has a collection of things. What if in this case it's kids?
It's
And the
children.
entire
Oh my
party-
god.
Just as babies.
It's got a collection of children.
Created Mary,
He's a deadbeat.
Snaros'
He's
dad.
a deadbeat dad, and
Ambrose's mom.
this is his way of trying to
Freddie's parents
reconnect.
are missing.
Okay,
This
this
is
is sounding very
very
much like
reconnect.
Final Fantasy VIII,
Yeah.
where they all realized they were all orphans together as children, and they were
Wombat,
raised
have
by the
you been
same
playing a lot
person.
of Final Fantasy.
Nope. I have
We're
never
not-
played Final Fantasy.
And on that note, we are not sponsored by Final Fantasy, but if you want,
We could be.
we're here.
Hit us up, Final Fantasy.
And then what do we've never really met Ogin's parents. We know maybe an Oracle. Jackson's parents kind of seem like cucks. Oracle's a cuck. 2 and 2 together. Just saying, guys, we're all siblings.
Alrighty, guys. Taylor's put it out there. Camp Half-Blood, here we come. That's a reference for all you youth fantasy fans. Anyways. This is another wild one, so I have a theory of where it comes from. We're all old gods? Are you guys all old gods?
That's me.
This is like a collective theory that Nikki's like started spreading.
Spreading like a tumor.
The worst case is it's wrong. But I have a feeling that Serenia is Mera, Mary is Unit 1, Ambrose is, I'm not 100% sure who the entity is, but I feel like the entity is one. And yeah, like everybody
And
is
then,
one.
yeah, because we said Sneros was like the dragon princess.
Yeah,
or
the
whatever
dragon
her name
one.
was. The only one I haven't been able to like put a title to is Jackson.
There's a storm one. There's specifically an old storm god.
Right. Yeah.
Whose
Right,
name I
right.
don't
I'm bringing
remember.
up the pantheons of Providence
Thank you, babe.
because there's a fucking lot.
There's a lot of them, and Wombat said that there's more of them. When are we getting the full
So-
list, Wombat? When are you dropping the full list?
Does your theory rely on those gods being dead or missing?
Neither.
Both,
The
in theory.
unknown. The unknown could be either one.
Okay.
Okay.
I think this was the second question on my list. Was like, if so, what fucking god are you? Because I was wondering the same thing.
Well, the god of nature is unknown. So that could be
Is that
Ambrose.
Amnius?
Amnius.
Amnius entity.
And
The god of trickery is unknown.
Isn't the other Yaus that's not spelt with a Y the storm one?
It's it's yours.
Uos.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Righty.
So that's Jackson.
From
And Ogin
from-
is an oracle. Not an
I was
oracle.
gonna say, from old gods to oracles, what oracle is Ogin's dad?
Oh, I know this one.
Have we
Someone
in
the
100%
council, right?
established- Have we 100% established that it is an oracle?
It has to be.
It's been alluded to.
Heavily
yes.
implied.
Heavily
Yeah.
implied for sure, but did we get confirmation that it's an oracle?
In character?
Yes. Well, I guess in
Um,
character, like
no.
lore dropping in game. Has it happened with
No.
Ogin that they've
I'm
referenced
tryna-
being an oracle?
I don't think
I
so.
don't know, I'm trying
No.
to remember if I've dropped it. I don't think I have.
Not for the party. Like, he had his scene where he went off and he met, like, the council, right? That's the oracles that he met.
And that's what I'm thinking is the council as a collective is like more than one person, but maybe they share like a collective brain.
Like a hive mind.
Council implies many, yeah.
Mm.
Like maybe
But
Ogin's
is
like a
council
child of a
just
hive
the
mind.
oracles that we know of?
Oh, there's a step. If you look at the oracles list, the council is like its own fucking oracle.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's so
unknown,
big.
and it's unknown. Like, it's the one that no one seems to know anything about. Because
And
fucking who knows? They're probably like the Alpha Legion from goddamn 40k. Like,
yeah, maybe they're
they're in your
collective, like a
walls.
hive
You have no
mind.
idea.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sensing a lot of daddy issues with all the father-based questions that have come up. I think it's cute.
Thanks,
Wombat,
babe.
Wombat,
Ooh.
Ogin. Are they on? Do you want to? Breaking news: who's Ogin's dad? Tell us now. But only wrong answers.
Only wrong answers.
Yes, wrong answers only. Who's
Akira.
Ogin's dad?
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, his dad's his dad is Ambrose's mom.
knew
Papa
it.
always said,
Clearly,
It's
once
all-
we're on grocery stores now. Papa always said, "Big feet,
Okay.
big hands."
"Big hands, big feet."
Ogin's dad is that halfling woman who was like carrying everything like big fucking
Esmeralda.
engine.
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda, that's
The
it.
fucking
Taylor,
beast.
wrong answers only. Who's Ogin's dad?
Esmeralda, 100%.
Final answer.
100%. Awesome. Hey, now that we've got that settled, Ogun, don't have to go looking anymore. The twins, Preston and Steric. They
Fuck.
only remember what Metanona. Am I saying that right?
Metanoia.
Metanoia.
No,
Yeah,
we're changing it. Meta no.
Only remembers what they want them to remember at the start of each brand new day. They get a memory wipe every morning.
Is that true? I just thought
That's
they were
what
all
I
clones. I think they're clones, man. Because they're all walking all over the place. Like, yeah, we haven't seen you today. Because that was another set of clones that we talked to.
I think that they are
Who knows?
Metanoia.
Oh yeah, gods. And
I
are
think
known
that
to
whole
walk around.
ritual they went through when they got split in half and put together, that Metanoia is the twins now.
That seems too commonplace for it to be. Like, that's happened before, surely.
2 sets of twins. The twins in half.
Because we ran into them, like, in that instance from going from the garden to the inn, I think we ran into them, like, 4 times.
3 or 4.
Because we met them when we went in. We met them on the way out, and they didn't really remember us going in. We met them, like, at a checkpoint or, like, going into a different area. And then they walked into the tavern. And they had no idea every single time. So that's not like a new day thing. That's like a... I don't remember seeing you here.
I
Wombat's
think that
got clones.
Metanoia
Stellar
is just
poker face.
spawning. I agree with the clones idea in that they're just spawning like brand new twins. But I think it's because that's Metanoia's body now. That's what I think.
She's like... It's like taking on their mass.
Like,
and
Tay, what
it's
did you
now
get
like,
when you
I
licked
can-
that knife?
Plan ads.
Which time?
The one that
How many
you
times
weren't
did you lick
supposed
the
to lick
knife?
it.
I licked the knife once, but here is some mechanical fun fact.
Fun fact.
Every time we long rest, I roll a set of D100s. And my fucking life changes. So the
I
first
kind of
time,
love that mechanic so much.
I was gelatinous cubing myself. Second time, I was like, again, like some form of gelatinous cubing. The third one, I'm low-key pissed that I didn't get to use. I basically, like, could turn my fucking hands into, like, claws. Slash at people, like Wolverine. Like, I could go fucking batshit on people. Never got to use that.
Closer to Lady Deathstrike, but yeah.
I don't remember what my current problem is.
Your current
Have
one
to
is that you can't take reactions because your body fights against whatever
Oh, yeah,
action
right.
you make.
Oh, yeah,
Can't
because we
take
sat there like,
reactions.
no counter spell.
No counter spell.
Joy.
Hopefully, I don't have to counter spell on our first night of travel.
That's intense.
You can counter spell on your turn, though, can't you?
It's a reaction to cast.
I know.
Which is so annoying.
That's okay. We
It means
just
I
need one
can't
more day.
shield.
We just need one more day.
I can't shield. I can't silvery barbs.
It's fine.
You're screwed. Alrighty,
First time
now
she's been
that
screwed.
is our last written conspiracy theory for Book of Time, to be fair. Quite a few less than World's Rebirth, but we are on session 24 of Rebirth and only 9 of Book of
9.
Time.
Yeah, I think I personally didn't want to pry too much into Book of Time because I was like,
I've got one.
barely
I
had time
wanna
to
throw
get
out,
into it.
I was just gonna ask. Crackpot
tinfoil
Queen
hat.
herself.
though. It's me.
Let's get her a tinfoil crown. She deserves it.
Why does the curator want us in Ichibi?
Yeah,
Good
I
question.
have a theory behind that theory.
Go ahead.
I think it was me and Thomas because I was texting Thomas and like we were fleshing this out more, and I think we might have actually mentioned it. He said he wants strong blood. I think he's treating us like cattle up for slaughter.
He's
waiting till
fattening
we
us
get
up.
strong
Yeah.
and then dragging us to Ichibi, where we now know the book is to slaughter us for ink.
What do you think, Chris?
That's a
Because I have an idea.
big oof.
I think that we are not fat enough yet, and he wanted us to go way earlier. So if that was his plan, he would have sent us on a merry fucking chase around the world dealing with a load of shit before going there. But he was immediately like, I'm at Ichibi. I'm right here. Come get me.
Which feeds
So-
into the gods thing, though. Because if we're dead old gods, and he wants our power.
Yeah. But I think we need to be awakened first. But I think he wants us an Ichibi because he says the Book of Time is an Ichibi. I don't think he actually has the Book of Time. Ambrose thinks he has it, but I don't think he has it. And I think he needs us to get it.
Okay.
Callie.
Theory.
Oh my God,
Callie's
Cal.
out here going
Carly.
mad again.
Oh, geez, Carly.
Congratulations, Cryo. You're subscribed to the channel you stream on.
Same
Yeah, my
for,
guy.
same for
Jeez,
Callie.
whoa.
And Callie.
Holy
Yeah,
cow.
Callie's subscribed.
Those 5 subscribers have now unlocked exclusive emotes to use in chat. Subscribe now at any tier to make sure you get access to those emotes too, and will be ad-free.
Oh my God, Carly.
Holy
You
She's
cow.
going
bad
mad.
lad.
She's blowing her food budget. Calm down.
Yeah, must be nice to have all that spare cash. Very jealous, Bambi. Alrighty, guys. I got a conspiracy theory I'm throwing out there for Book of Time. The Book of Time itself. Probably a pop-up book, right? We all agree?
Yes.
Yes.
That's not
That's
even a
mine.
conspiracy. That's just fact.
It's fact. It's
Yeah.
canon.
You're gonna get the book, you're gonna open it up, put a little pop-up, it's gonna be a clock. It's gonna be cute.
I'm out of water, Carly. I would, though.
This has got water in it, technically.
Technically, it does. Very little. But it does.
But I drank it.
Alrighty, guys. That's the end of Conspiracy Corner.
Nice job, everybody. That was fun.
Not bad. I think we did pretty
have any
well.
Water. I can't take it off. I can't take it off.
Alrighty,
Snaps.
guys. Straight from the crowd, we have some questions from the Discord server on a variety of topics. Now, I've got a long list.
Yeah, just pick a couple.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so we're gonna make you guys pick. Nikki, number from 1 to 15.
12.
12 it is. What are your views on the D&D, on one D&D content that has been released so far, and what piece do you especially like or dislike?
I'm personally very excited to the change of exhaustion.
Yes, that was going to be mine.
Yes.
Because previously, after 2 levels of exhaustion, you're fucked. So if you're dungeon crawling, like any module, like Dungeon of the Mad Mage, like you're fucked.
Yeah.
But now with exhaustion and the proposed new edition or whatever we're calling it, 1D&D, it's a scale of 1 to 10, and you just subtract your levels of exhaustion from your ability checks, your attack, your spell save DC, but 10 levels still kills you. But 10 is a lot more than 6. Like after 3 levels of exhaustion currently, you're a fucking chicken nugget in the bottom of someone's car. Like you're
Yeah.
useless.
I think, as someone who's eaten a chicken nugget out of the bottom of a car,
Same.
Have a video.
I will say exhaustion now makes me, with the new proposed one, makes me want to risk longer dungeon crawls. I don't get like halfway through and get scared to skip a long rest. I'd be willing to stay through the night for a full fight if I had to nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
my
other one is
older
Rangers.
Rangers look good now.
I've always had this
Sure.
this unique fight in my head where the party is constantly being bombarded with attacks from all corners, and therefore they're unable to get a full rest in. And now
Yeah.
that's something I feel like I could implement as a DM, or even survive as a player without like that detrimental fear that
Yeah.
I'm screwed now.
Yeah.
My favorite
my
part
older
of it
campaign.
as a DM, even as a DM or as a player, is that I don't have to read the book anymore to know what the levels of exhaustion do. That's my favorite thing.
100%.
And that makes, for people who use like alternative exhaustion rules or even alternate like unconscious / death rules, like I'm really bad at remembering, but in both of my homebrew games, when you go unconscious from like an attack, you're supposed to gain a level of exhaustion because, you know, dying fucking hard is hard. You're supposed to be tired. But now, like, it's not 1 level, 2 levels again, capping you and ruining you.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, in my previous campaign that we played, which was very combat focused, we were always like just a day of travel could involve 10 combats. The spellcasters never wanted to cast any spells because they never knew when they actually needed them. We could get no healing done, so we always ran out of hit die. And then we were always exhausted, and me and my mate, we were always playing martial characters. So by that time you hit that disadvantage on attacks, you're essentially useless because you have no hit points, and now you can't hit things. So it's just like, ugh. And then we tried to get a long rest, and we got interrupted, ambushed, and it was our first TPK. I'm just sat there like, oh, that kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Wombat, you're being pretty quiet. Thoughts on exhaustion? Thoughts on other things in D&D 1? Or 1 D&D?
I haven't read it.
That's right, because reading's for nerds.
Yeah, I just. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's probably cool.
Agreed.
I haven't read it, and I don't really plan to until it's actually released.
Fair enough. Alrighty, guys.
I like that artificers are going to be in the new player's handbook.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
read through
Artificer is a
some of the-
long overdue edition.
I read through some of the bard stuff, and that shit seemed whack.
Yeah.
Like, some of it seemed a little OP, but then I think bardic inspiration is now on reactions rather than bonus,
that's cool.
which is
There's
Oh,
a
I
cap
was up
of
there
how
like-
many you can give out.
that kind of. I love giving inspiration to people. It's such fun.
I always forget I'm a bard when I play a bard, so I never give out inspiration.
True.
I'm always throwing that shit out when
I built
when
a bard, and I'm basically a rogue, so I every now and then I'm like, oh wait, yeah, that's a thing I can do.
Yeah. My go-to move was either Tasha's hideous laughter or vicious mockery for my action, and always inspiration on the bonus. Just be like sat at the back, just doing weird little shit, and then running
My
off.
bards are always healers, like main healers. Like that's the go-to for me. In this case, my most recent bard exclusively fights with a gun and is a healer and a criminal. But bardic inspiration now it's a reaction. It's or proposed to be a reaction. I think it'll be on my radar a bit more. I don't know. I think it's a good one. Good call.
I don't know, because some of the best things about bards in 5e, things like cutting words, so you're a good support with cutting words, which is a reaction, uses your inspiration hit still, so you have to mark one off when you do it. But you could still inspire someone and do that in the same turn.
Exactly.
And there was a few other things as well, depending on your subclass. I don't know. I'm a little bit like iffy on that. I think they may have made the bard a bit too OP and then taken away one of its key features.
I'm personally really happy that we're getting rangers added to the list of classes that get expertise.
Yes.
I feel like that's a little bone that those guys can get. We're working hard. We're trying to make them happy. We're trying to make them better.
100%.
Agree.
So I love rangers. My only issue with rangers is I can always build a better ranger with a different class. And now I feel like I'm hoping with D&D or 1 D&D, that'll change. I'm hoping we'll be able to build the best ranger using a ranger build.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Taylor, number between 1 and 14.
4.
Is this stream just like lagging for anyone?
Yeah, it is.
So,
I'm working on it. Just keep going. I got you.
Keep going? Okay. You heard the boss lady. Did your character start the same way that you're playing them now? Like, was your initial concept the same as how they got put into format?
No.
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 Really?
To expand on that, what's your biggest difference?
You guys go. I'm dealing with stream.
Yeah, I'm curious about Callus, I think. I'm really curious.
Oh, I thought it was just for Serenia. What's something like? Okay.
When I originally made Callus, I was going to have him as this, like, basically just, like, hyper-violent vigilante who would just, like, go and do just whatever to get shit done. But after that very first session, where I failed to get a single kill at all, I was like, okay. And then the next session, like the next time that we did combat, I struggled to even land a hit. And like I was just like struggling to kill things. And I was just like, okay, let's shift this now. So I worked it into Callus doesn't kill anymore, not unless people really need it.
But Callus was like spear tackling people in that church, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Not going to kill people by tackling them.
Yeah, I know, but he also tried to crush a child's throat.
And
Did
that
he?
didn't work out so well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
Tia and
we've all
Matt.
been there.
Yeah, which one did
I
I
feel
kill? Was it Tia or Matt?
I don't remember. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
remember.
That was like 20.
I will say the day Taylor came to me and told me I need to give her names for 2 kobolds was the happiest day of my life because Tia and Matt were backup characters of mine.
I feel like Callus is a lot more calculated now than he was in early sessions.
I think
There's a
that's
lot of thought.
such an interesting shift, all because of the dice.
Mm.
That's intense.
That's true.
Taylor, you jumped at that. Thornia, what's that?
Yeah.
What's that major change?
She was gonna be this like very like just like flitty and almost stupid character, and like she ended up as like a Wishbrand Laudna, like real fast.
Lana, for those of you who don't know, is a character on it's an up and coming, not all too popular, real play D&D thing called Critical Role.
Might as well
heard of
plug
it.
it to get them some exposure. Yeah.
Trying to help them out. We'll raid them later. I think, anyways, spooky girl, we love her. And
Sleepy.
honestly, though, Taylor, I think imitation is the most sincere kind of flattery. And I can't judge. Some of my best characters are stolen straight from Critical Role itself.
I love my little spooky bean.
Yes, Sornia is top tier. Chris, you seemed to be the outlier here.
Well, that's
Your
because
character not shipped.
I thought that was for just Tay. Because
Oh, no.
from what I knew of Serenia before she started, I was like, oh yeah, she's still like the same. She's still cool. She still like does her own thing. She still has her, her creepiness about her. But that's just what my character sees. Lucian, that was quite a shift. I didn't. Yeah, I thought they'd be more like in the background, like just doing some random shit or be a little bit shady. He's very shady, but he's had to come out and publicly be shady because he's had to save a couple of people so they can tell where his magic comes from when he does that. So it's kind of outed him while he's done it. And the original concept in my mind was that he'd have a little bit of a split between his loyalties of what he'd be doing between the blade and his faith. But it ended up being like the same sort of thing, but like different balancing on the scale. So it ended up being quite interesting. Not where I thought it was going, but that's what happens when you're like, I've written some stuff, but I really want you to like fuck me up and surprise me with this shit. And I was like, every other week, I'm like, oh my god, Tay, stop it. I know I asked for this, but
Is
please.
fantastic at that. Yes.
And the Marigold, I had him in my mind. It's a little bit weird because again, this is coming back to fucking crit roll, but I thought of this way before fucking Sam did, of having his creepy little bot. Because he was new, he was going to be like very inquisitive, and he didn't know how things worked. But once he learned it, he like it locked it straight in, so he never had to wonder about it again. And I was going to play him more like that, but I've sort of played him like, he's observing people when they ask stuff. He's just taking it down like, I don't even have to ask shit at this moment. Like I can figure shit out just by listening.
You're going to hear first, guys. Sam Riegel stole Chris's character idea. You'll be hearing from our lawyers.
Gate round 2.
Oh boy.
But that was only because Wombat was like, I'm doing this dark shit. Read through this and see if there's any classes that pop out to you. The first one, I was like, this is cool as shit. Imagine if he's like a normal robot, like a vending machine, and then it wants to murder you. Like,
Could you imagine if Mary was shaped like a vending machine and just had all of his inventory little slots?
He's a
And like
vending
you put
machine.
a copper in, and then he came out.
You've seen him try and hide behind a tree. My guy.
Nikki,
Yeah.
last one. Have
And
either
the
of your
question
characters?
is, did our characters start the way we thought?
Yeah,
No.
did format introduction.
What was that?
Format to introduction. Was your plan played out the same way for your
No.
character build? No.
First of all, she wasn't supposed to be outed as Faye as early as she was.
I just figured that out.
We've all been there.
Yeah. So she was very much supposed to be like being the serious one and then accidentally having Fae moments.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
now she doesn't have that because she's constantly aware that other people know. So it didn't really happen that way. Now she's just 100% serious 100% of the time.
Do you think she trusts her friends more now that or her group now that they know she's Fae? Or do you
I
think that
think that she's figuring out that it's okay. Um, she's been brought up to know that for other people to know that you are Fae is dangerous.
Mhm. Yes.
So she's learning. She was very reluctant to tell people because she thought that they'd see her differently or treat her differently or be suspicious of her.
On
But
that note, Taylor and Wombat, remember what I told you guys.
what?
Continue.
What?
Nothing. Magic and your racial status are very important.
Yes. I recently learned that because my character Dimple and May share the quality that we're Fae, right?
Mm-hmm.
So neither of us can be affected by spells such as charm person or dominate person, so on and so forth, if they attack humanoids specifically.
But
But
May is human.
oh, I was led to believe that your racial status was different.
Mechanically, she's human, but she is a Fae.
Oh, okay.
So it wouldn't
So I guess
work.
that's
Human Fae.
So banishment still sends her back to
yes.
the Feywild because she is technically a Fey
Yes.
creature, but she is trapped as a human right now.
Okay. Well then, Wombat, you remember what I told you, Taylor.
I'm a keep it real with Chief. I forgot.
Attaboy.
What'd you tell me?
The major one I found was planar binding. You can basically a failed wisdom save for a Fey-based character means that they are indentured servitude for 42 hours or for 24 hours. So if I cast
Really?
yeah,
Yes,
so,
Chris.
so Sornia,
But it takes an
who-
hour to cast it.
Yes. So if you can get Sornia, who is also a Fae because she's a Hexblood, in a box and cast planar binding on her,
Is she?
well, mechanically because of her race, her build. I don't know about her backstory.
Is she? Spoilers in the chat, guys.
Sorry, guys.
We'll cut that
I
out
won't say
in
that other
post.
thing. Yeah, do we have
Find my
that?
scissors.
Do we have editors? Okay, so if you get
You're looking at
nondescript Fae player character in a box for an
Okay.
hour, and you're able to cast a spell on them, they are at your beck and call, like the classic genie or like the Fae deals, where you get their name and you can have power over them.
Mhm.
Now that lasts for 24 hours. The major condition with this though is Jeremy Crawford has said this himself in a tweet. You don't have to wait till the spell ends to recast it. So if you were to
Yeah.
cast the spell on them within that 23rd hour and maybe order them to fail a wisdom save, it could be a long time before their friends or someone else could help them out of that situation.
Okay, so Lucian has that in his back pocket in case May ever gets fucking handsy. Like, stop it. I'm going to put you in this box and fucking voodoo your ass.
Put Baby May in the corner.
Nobody
God,
puts
that's
Baby in the
awful.
corner.
Awful to do to a PC. I mean,
Yeah.
luckily he likes to manipulate people, sort of like, I need your help. I'm going to help you out knowing that you will return that. I'm not going to put you in a box and make you do my shit. But also, I could.
I have a soft spot for
Drow war
Lucian.
crimes.
Yeah, I feel like he's carrying on some old goals that I had back in the day. It's kindred spirits. I love it.
What was your goals back in the day?
To overthrow the order of the universe, just all the classic stuff.
Oh, okay, fair play.
I had the character I played, my Drow war criminal. He was very against the grand puppeteer aspect of the universe. He wasn't a fan of people controlling things because they were often just so evil with it.
Yeah. And who's the biggest controller? The Jade Empire, of course. Everyone knows it.
I'm just saying, my Drow criminal would stand with Lucian on that aspect 100%. Down with the Empire. Alrighty, guys. Wombat, 1 to 13. Give me a number.
9.
9. Okay. As a player, what makes the best combat encounter? What aspects of a combat encounter really make or break that whole experience for you guys?
Something
God.
fun with fun mechanics, and it's not just a roll dice, get numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I like interesting layer actions. I think that's when my environment starts fucking with me. That's what I like. Or when what I'm fighting has like interesting abilities that make my skills harder to use.
Yeah, definitely.
Something multifaceted. So, personally, my favorite one we've had so far was in A World Reborn, where we were in the fucking Feywild and we were in that cavern. We were fighting slime, and I was like, oh, how's this slime doing? If it hits you, it takes off one of your AC. It can eat your players, so when I was like shooting it away, I was actually doing damage to one man, like, oh no. And then halfway through, these things came out and started, like, it was like, oh, this is, oh,
Kind of like
That's
real
just a
life.
slime
When something
thing, though,
goes
isn't it?
bad, everything goes
Yeah.
Yeah,
bad.
it was gelatinous cubes
And
with
black
pudding,
Yeah.
which are such they're like CR3. Like
Yeah.
they are like,
Yeah.
but they can fuck up even the most like seasoned players because of their acidic properties. They're some of like my absolute favorite.
I have a character with no armor currently because of that, Taylor.
It's like the meme of the dude who's like slipping on black ice, but he's going for like 60 seconds full on. Like, it's that sort of thing where you just get quicker and quicker and quicker, and it's
Yeah.
going.
Easy to snowball, definitely.
Hmm.
Nikki, thoughts?
I like a fight that has stakes. I want it to
I love a
feel
good stake.
dangerous. Yeah. I want to feel upset.
Tune in tomorrow at
Yeah, fuck.
god awful hour.
I
to
mean,
see a
I
fight
like
with
fights
stakes.
we don't TPK and we win immediately. That we just trip them and they die. There's a pool of
The
acid.
best combat
conveniently.
encounter is a happy
That's fair.
ending.
Yeah, thanks, Buck.
Yeah. But I definitely say the best one is one where you guys get in there and hold hands with the bad guys, sing a
Yeah.
little kumbaya.
No, but I want to sweat. I want to be upset in a
Yes.
combat encounter.
I want to fear for my life.
Yeah.
Not my character. I want me physically
Yeah.
to get
Like
terrified.
visceral feelings. Yes.
Yeah. If I'm not sweating like I've done my character's actions, then what's the point?
I also love a
100%.
combat where you get to like whip something new out that you just got. Like, hey, look what I can do this time.
Yeah,
And
I
it's-
Cool
also,
show-off moment.
yes, that's
Yeah.
another thing is that like I will say when it's hard with a warlock because like Eldritch Blast is what you got, right? But like when yeah, why would you do anything different? But like when you can get creative, when the environment
Yeah.
to Tay's point is such that you can get creative with what you have to work with, that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. That show and tell moment of like the first combat encounter after a level up, and you're like,
Yeah.
not to
Yeah.
brag, but
I think Catley did in that cave. We were like getting fucked by some darkness, and she was like, "Yeah, dispel magic." I was like, "Oh shit, we've got some cool stuff now." Like, we didn't have anything like that before.
And no clerics anymore.
Well, we've got a baby cleric. We've got like a priest in training.
I'm getting there.
A clergy boy, a page.
He's a
I don't
page.
even have a domain.
He's a fucking
chosen yet.
choir boy.
Choir boy.
Singing.
Oh,
I want to hear Callus sing.
big oof.
His vocal cords are just so like tumored.
It's just Mongolian throat singing.
Oh my
The best
god,
singing.
amazing. Yeah.
The Cast Exposition character album coming soon.
Oh god, no.
Have you guys done
Front cover.
character playlists yet? I want
Yeah.
to know what your
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, we have extensive ones.
Hand them
We
out.
have
Hand them out. I want to hear them. I want to
We've
be
got actual.
Wanna
We've
be
got
in the
actual
shower listening to
Spotify
Lucian.
things where we
We've done
chose-
Spotify
Yeah.
ones.
I've done classical music for the entire cast. I've done
Amazing.
But-
Oh, God.
Yeah, there's like a playlist for each character.
Okay.
There's a playlist for each campaign.
yeah.
And then there's the classical one Nikki did. And there's a Bella Luna playlist as well.
And these are
True.
available for us, the viewers.
They are in the music channel in our Discord, !Discord.
I got you.
We
Alrighty,
can repost
guys.
them later.
Yeah,
Let's-
I'm looking
let's-
at mine now. I
let's
forgot how
repost them.
himbo it was.
It's
Go
very
update
himbo.
them.
It's very
Go
himbo.
update them, repost them. Everyone go listen to them when you're working out. Work out like Callus. Do your homework like May. Discover new things like Marigold. Play with dead rats like Sornia. It's going to be a great time. Alrighty, guys. I think the last one to pick from our crowd list is Chris. Numbers between 1 and 12.
1.
Who would you resurrect if we ever complete the task for Capria?
This
the
was
unicorn?
my question.
Oh, fuck.
I can guess Chris's answer for Lucian.
Is that because you've asked me like 3 times? And I've been like, oh, I'm kind of torn here.
And everyone gets to answer this one. Let's hear it.
Yeah, who would Callus resurrect? Does Callus have any like important dead loved ones? Would he bring Vali back because he feels guilty about not making it to her in time?
Don't bring Billy back, please, God. She hated us because we had wangs.
Hesh back because they were old school BFFs?
Right.
Lucian.
Off topic. What the fuck was going on with Callus and Rakesh? Like, he turned up, he was like, I'm your friend, and then, like, nothing happened between them. I swear to God.
Yeah, so Thomas just messaged me saying that when he created Rakesh after 4 fucked off, he was like, okay, my new character, I want to be friends with Callus, and I was like, yeah, sure. We know each other, probably. And he was like, yep, cool, I'm blind. And I was like, awesome. And I was like, cool, I've also got blind sight. Let's just make a little thing that Rakesh taught Callus how to see without his eyes. And
Okay, I didn't know that.
That's precious.
That's interesting.
Chicken Daredevil situation. Perfect.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're
That's
friends.
fantastic.
Also, I'm blind. It sounds like
I had a similar
Thomas.
thing.
That's literally, I think, how like Rakesh introduced himself in like the first session he was there. That was like, I'm Rakesh.
I'm blind.
Hey, man. That's amazing. Fuck yeah.
Come on, let's hear.
Yeah,
Lucian's.
there's 2,
Question
obviously.
was, who would you resurrect if you completed the task?
It's
for
torn between
Capria?
2. I did not expect this level of trauma that Tay has inflicted on me. I want to make this clear. I did not make Lucian to be a tragic figure at all. I thought he'd be just some dude. He's just like, yeah, but fucking Christ, he's like round 10 and he's still getting the shit pummeled out of him. So essentially, it would have been Glory, the woman that he loved, because I never wanted to do an on-screen romance. I was like, let's make sure that he loves someone who is clearly fucking dead, so that he'll never have to deal with that. Like, you know.
Oh,
Unbridled shit, whatever. But now his mum has been fucking gutted like a fish and had her head cut off. He's like, Mama.
I remember the night that was the night I decided I loved Lucian. Is when Taylor came out of her room in a sweat and was like, I think I'm gonna slaughter his entire family.
I think that's literally what I did. I walked out of my room like,
She literally walked out, looked at me and Chase, who were watching AEW wrestling, and she goes, I'm gonna kill everyone Lucian cares about. And we're like, okay, one sec. And then we paused, and she's just like, there's gonna be a church, and they're all gonna be dead. All dead.
It was very casual on my end.
So who's he gonna pick?
I don't even know if I don't know if he'd get to pick, because first of all we have to take out Thabin.
Yeah, no, in this perfect
It's
circumstance,
hypothetical.
you get to pick.
It would
Do you leave it to a dice roll?
it would have to be his mum. Because I don't know, maybe it's me influencing my character, but I'm just like, you get one mum. You know.
Lucian's a mama boy?
Well, that, and she was pregnant at the time as well. Like, to be honest, he does not want to raise his weird sibling that he's going to have. So,
Wait,
you
I don't know
know.
where it is.
What exactly? Got to deal. Oh my god. You know what I said? I didn't want him to be a tragic figure, and all this shit happened.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's often
Rumbles
going to avoid-
V2. Let's take him back to the cave.
he named Rumbles as well by mistake.
Okay,
Oh
so
my
it's
God.
Mama for Lucian. What about May?
Yeah.
The Empress.
Mm.
Oh, that's a big play.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
what's
it
the
is.
thought process there?
Because she thinks that the High Flame is a despot, and she thinks that the Empress is her key to making it go away.
Oh,
As a note, when they found the Empress in that bag, both I'm pretty sure May and Callus stabbed the shit out of her when they didn't know what it was,
Well, we didn't know
Yeah.
what it was.
and they
Hey,
killed her.
Empress, I'm so glad you guys are back. You're back.
I
Sorry
spent
about
two
Luckily,
of my
bags,
healing
the healing
potions on
power-
her.
The healing power was Shah was there to save her, and was also there to take that life away.
Cool. Shard giveth
muscle
and
mommy
Shard
bring it.
takes away.
Muscle mommy take away. Merch coming. Mommy take, mommy give.
Mommy
Wombat.
give, mommy take.
Alice, who would he pick? We heard it briefly there.
Yeah. He doesn't have anyone meaningful enough to him that has died, because he's very much like just sort of solo, like just like the entire time he's just sort of like fucked everyone off. But I think the closest would be probably Valley, because like the guilt of not getting to her on time is still just eating away at him.
Which I need to like say, like I asked everyone's characters their like biggest fear. And this was like early sessions,
Yeah.
like pre us even starting. And Wombat for Callus was like not being there in time, not saving someone in time. And it was
The
so
very-
gold that these dice. I was like, roll to see how fast you get there. And he just didn't. It was so good.
It was a long ass way. I should have put fucking what's that spell
Expedition
called?
Retreat.
I should have put that on you rather than me, because I came later. Yeah.
Now,
Shit.
Taylor,
Yeah.
who would you resurrect? I know you're not a player in this situation.
Bella Luna.
Let's pretend Bella Luna gets to resurrect someone.
In
Or pick-
Bella's
Just
in
pick
Bella's
any
way?
NPC.
Oh, any NPC?
Yeah. Your big bad
Fabian
anything.
Mateo's mom.
Interesting.
Oh, you mean Tiamat?
Who-
I mean what?
Who would do that? Sorry.
That would mean
Uh,
that Tiamat is dead.
I would resurrect Fabian and Mateo's mom.
You as who?
Fabian.
As Fabian. Oh, he's also a mama's boy. I think him and Lucian should be friends.
They got along real well.
They had a cute dance together once.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, when he was like really worried about fucking
Eclipsa.
what Eclipsa was doing.
Yeah.
Like,
My knees, baby.
bless.
Down there.
Alrighty,
Never seen
I'm
someone
gonna-
work so hard for a fucking discount. Bless her cotton socks.
It's coupon moms to the extreme.
Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna ask my favorite question from the list, and then we're gonna move on to some more personal inquiries.
Oh god.
DMs excluded. This is a players only question.
Well, we're
Okay.
still technically players, but
No,
yeah,
not
okay.
anymore. Once a
Fuck
DM,
us,
always a
Wombat.
DM.
Game over.
Nikki and Chris, who's a scarier villain, Bella Luna or the Curator?
I think they're equal.
If you had to walk into one room, if you got two doors, and you know you're going to come face to face with one of them, depending on the door you go through, whose door are you going through?
Honestly, I think that they're pretty equal in power in my mind. Like who I'd want to fight. But
I actually have an answer for this.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ooh.
I'm thinking as a character, Lucian would be far more apprehensive going into a room with Bella Luna than Mary would be with the Curator, because Mary thinks Curator is a big dumb no-no head that you don't talk to and you punch because he's mean. He mean old boy. Whereas Lucian walks in with Bella Luna, and she might be wearing his ex-lover's skin suit at his wedding, trying to dance with him
Yeah.
on the dance floor and
Yeah.
taunt him about his life and his dead mum. Like that's just, huh.
I will temporarily raise my embargo on DMs talking. Wombat, what's your thought?
So, if I had to like pick one that I think is more like scary to like you said, like there's two doors. I
Yeah.
have to pick one to go into. Whose would I go into? I'd go
Yeah.
into the curators.
Oh, very, very interesting.
Because I think Bella Luna is more vicious than the curator.
Yeah, she's unhinged.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Thomas-
from the creator himself. Ooh.
The
Thomas is the curator
yeah.
because we haven't fought him and the fear of the unknown.
I as the maker of the curator, he's reasonable.
Here's what I can say
And that's
about
just it.
why I
That's
would
exactly it.
That's why he's scary, though. So I can say as a player who knows neither of their kind of end game, Bella Luna scares me less than the curator because Bella Luna seems very much just like an unhinged whiny bitch, and without like the support of anyone else. The curator has cultists. He's got this associate. He's got this book that we don't know what it does. And he can make portals and shit. Like, he just seems like he's got so many more resources. Like, he may not be necessarily the scarier of the two, but he's got so much more at his disposal than Bella Luna does. Bella Luna's very much alone.
I think Bella has a singular impact on one person in the party.
Yeah.
No, two actually. I keep forgetting that she keeps crawling up in Callus's brain, but she has very like specific, tailored, fucking you around shit.
Yeah.
And until it hits you, like you don't get it. But I keep forgetting that it was Xander that did most of the bad shit to fucking Lucian. Bella's just like sort of rolling on the coattails of it, like, oh, this was some really bad shit.
But like as a player, like outside of your character's
Yeah.
heads, because I know that Mei Lin would go toe to toe with the curator in a second. But-
Yeah, as a player, I still think the person that can dig into your past life and mess with you personally
Yeah.
is Bella. I don't want her like creeping around my family. Whereas with the curator, it's like I need blood. I need ink to do shit. I'm like, okay, that's a bit creepy. Oh,
Alrighty,
Head of-
guys.
heard of prisons?
Before we get into some personal questions, why don't we just have a little bit more of a relaxing moment with the Wheel of Wonder?
That's my cue.
That's your
I'm
cue.
so excited for
That's
this.
my cue. I
This
did
is
it.
our
This was
big
my-
set piece of the evening.
I'm excited.
All right, I'm at your beck and call, Buck.
Alrighty. The Wheel of Wonder is a bunch of funny, unimportant questions. In my opinion, actually very important. Whoever wrote this is a weirdo. Questions that will be determined by a random number wheel. We also, majority of these seem to come from the Discord server, which is very exciting.
Discord and Twitch, yeah.
Since I was drafted by Taylor to host this, let's have you roll first or spin first.
Nikki has to click the button.
I have to
don't
click the
handle that.
button,
Nikki has to click the button.
and I did. Is it doing it?
Is it spitting on your screen?
I mean, it's laggy on the actual Twitch thing.
I just
but-
saw it show up on Twitch, not the wheel itself, but the screen.
I can
We're
see
going.
the wheel.
Anyway,
I can
the
see it
lag
as
is
well.
going to be an issue because my computer is shit, and I'm the one streaming. So
Yes.
that's what we
We've
got
got
to
you-
work
friends in
with.
the family.
Are you LAN cable connected or are you using Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi. I don't have a cable connection where I am.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
So that's what we got.
Oh,
Alrighty.
Anyway, it landed
you
on
let us
one.
know if it. Oh, there
It
we go.
landed on one. Okay, guys. From Big Chocolate on the Discord server. What flavor of ice cream would be in your character's freezer? Or are they like my character? They're lactose intolerant.
Probably something like boysenberry. Something real dumb would be in Serenya's freezer. She bought it because she liked the way it sounded, looked at it, didn't like the way it looked, and then never touched it again.
Ah, yes. She has like 12 blizzards from Dairy Queen in her freezer, and she has like 3 bites of each of them, and then leaves them for her roommate to have to throw out. Amazing. I can see that.
Personally attacked.
I'm talking about your character. Chris, thoughts?
Yeah, so Mary definitely doesn't. He may have bought like a fish food Ben and Jerry's because he didn't understand what it was and he thought it was fish food. But Lucian definitely had something like bitter or weird, like something to do with cherry. I don't know, because I hate cherry,
Garcia.
but I feel like this dude fucking loves cherry. He's sat there like nom nom nom, fucking cherry. Something to do with that.
It's because much like Lucian, in small bites, cherries are really good for you. But if you eat too many of them, like a lot of them, you'll die.
100%. Oh, Thomas is already meme capturing all the faces that I'm doing. Excellent.
Yes, I'm very used to that. Nikki, thoughts? Ice cream,
May would be Rocky Road.
a classic.
And Ambrose is probably something like Rosewater.
Oh,
Yeah.
That also checks out.
Yeah.
If I'd be like hot fudge or something, like, something nice and comforting.
No,
Yeah,
something adorable and fluffy and pink.
I saw a
probably.
mint.
Marshmallow.
I saw a mint chip coming for Ambrose. I don't know why.
No.
Hmm.
Well, mint chip, I guess, because it's peppermint stick might be one.
Yes, I can see that. Like a candy cane.
But I'm thinking like the most old school flavors, like the things that you got before they could make real flavors.
Yes, yeah.
So like
God.
peppermint stick, rose water, like Turkish delight flavor stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Werther's
God.
originals.
I fucking love a Werther's, alright? Don't come at Werther's.
So far away.
But Turkish Delight. So you've got Werther's, oh my god.
Yeah, I've got Werther's over here.
I've been eating Werther's for like the past 12 hours. Shout out to Werther's. Don't sponsor that. Sponsor me personally.
Canada staying true to the vision.
Yeah.
Fucking Werther's.
Sponsor me. In
Do I have
particular.
Werther's? Or Werther's not a UK thing? Do you not have that?
Yeah, they are. That's why I'm saying they're sticking to the vision.
Yeah.
I
like
want to know what
panicking.
Callus's ice cream flavor is.
Yeah, I'm imagining a popsicle guy because it'd be a lot easier to get that through the bandages.
Callus would not have ice cream. No. No fun allowed.
That checks
Oh,
out
so
too.
black
Fun,
liquor.
no.
Janice.
Callus is no fun allowed because fun results in people dying.
Oh, okay.
Not
No
even,
one
not
died
even
over
the
a
least
tub of
fun
ice cream.
Not even the least fun flavor of ice cream, which is tiger stripe. with
Tiger.
Black licorice.
He's not going to
is
have
disgusting.
pink pineapple ice cream in his freezer?
God, no.
And we all just pretend that Callus instead goes home. Let's ignore Wombat.
He's frozen yogurt.
New headcanon. Callus goes home, kicks off his big old boots, put on some bunny slippers, and eats a SpongeBob popsicle.
I think it would be
The eyes
those
first.
tube-shaped popsicles that you got when you were a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah.
Like the ones that were
Yeah.
all one color. Like that would be because you could just jam
Yeah.
that into the bandages. You know?
It's funny because I imagine Callus under the bandages sort of like Wade Wilson, but more fucked up.
Yeah,
So I can see him in the loafers. Like, it's Deadpool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, when he's out of the suit and he's, like, in the fucking Crocs and shit. Like, I can see that being Callus.
Callus,
but with
Photoshop
around trees.
Thomas.
can we get Callus brand Crocs where it's like red up to the toe and then bandage wrapped everywhere else?
Thomas
can you
says
do
that
me a
Ergin's
favor and
blueberry.
take a picture of Callus and Photoshop a popsicle onto it? I know you're watching.
he is watching.
Thomas says that Ergin is blueberry.
Logan is
So-
blueberry.
So wholesome for such. Actually, no.
Okay,
Opiate is
guys.
Much more
Okay,
tolerable
everyone
for
hold
cat.
up, guys. This just in. The first bit of information produced for Thomas's
new character?
Lemon ice cream.
Oh, I
Take
hate
that
him
with you,
already.
Will.
Checks out.
Let's jump back to conspiracy
Joke.
corner, guys. What's this say about his new character? That he lemon ice cream?
He's a cunt.
He hates children.
Probably
Sounds like
fucked
someone
your
who-
mom and then didn't call her back.
It's just a little bitter.
So he's young gravy.
No, Young Gravy definitely calls your mom back.
I don't know. I don't know if he would. At least not my mom. My mom's a difficult person. Shout out to Tennis.
Love you, Mom. Thing is, they said they were watching, so hi, Mom.
Sorry, you're not difficult.
You want me to roll again? Do we all answer?
I think we all answered.
Okay.
Unless,
Spin it.
yeah. Let's go.
Wait, but I have to listen to Buck. I don't listen to you, Tay. I listen to Buck. Buck, do I spin it?
Yeah, Taylor, shut up. I'm in charge. You gave Fool Sans court a court, and now he's ruining it. I just use feeling pronouns. Am I feeling manly right now? Ooh.
I think
Okay.
that the wheel freezes my Twitch stream. Sorry, guys. The wheel freezes everything. 23.
23. Okay, guys. From Wild Honey on Twitch.
Who could that be?
I have not a clue. What Hogwarts house would your player character belong to?
Serenia is a Hufflepuff. I'm gonna say it.
I don't mean to overstep, but green's looking good on Lucian.
100%. I was just sat there like, dude would be a Slytherin, absolutely no doubt, but
Like-
Marigold would 100% be a Hufflepuff. That's where him and fucking Serenia meet.
Serenia met. Alice is a
Common room.
Gryffindor if I've ever seen a Gryffindor in my entire life.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Malfoy shudders when he sees Lucian walk into the common room.
Yeah, but he wouldn't. That's the thing, because obviously people are always like, "Oh, Slytherin's out this, Slytherin's out that." In all like mainstream media, they are portrayed as assholes who do nothing. But in the thing, how it's supposed to be, like, it would definitely work for Lucian, using people for his own
100%.
gain. But then,
Okay.
like, being like, "Yeah, but let's work together. Just work for me."
May's a Slytherin. But she would be the Sorting Hat issue where she'd be wishing for Gryffindor, but she'd get Slytherin. Like, you know what I'm
I
saying?
think I would have put May in Ravenclaw.
Why?
That's what I was thinking as well. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a brain. She's
Wit
big
over
brain.
measure.
Yeah. I don't know.
I was gonna say Ravenclaw for Ambrose.
Oh no, Ambrose is a fucking Ambrose is a
Come back and
Hufflepuff if
join
I've
us.
ever seen one.
Papa always said big hands, big feet.
Thomas says that full serpentine for all of his, which
Yeah, we know.
Wow.
Yeah, I could see May being in either Slytherin or Ravenclaw.
I could see
But-
4 being expelled. To be honest, like, come on, there's no way Green's
He's
making
got
it into
one
a
in all
house.
of them. He's got
Or
one in
goes
all.
to Durmstrang, guys.
Alrighty. Callus, or Wombat, my bad. Wombat, do you agree with Taylor's assessment that Callus would in fact be a Gryffindor?
100%. What the fuck?
100%.
What about Jackson?
Oh my god, Cryo. Definitely.
Oh,
He's
Oh.
He's Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of the like swishy Ravenclaws though. Like, fucking Cedric is a baller of a Hufflepuff,
I don't know.
Like-
He gives me Draco energy.
but he's
I feel
not.
like,
I don't know. From what I've seen so far, I don't feel like he's that. I feel like he's getting away from that. Like maybe his dad was in Slytherin and he's been put into Ravenclaw. And
Like in the Cursed Child, where their kids are like in the opposite
interesting.
houses. Yeah.
I've not
And,
read that, so I sort of get what you mean. But yeah,
What about the fish nipples himself? Harrigash, where do you guys think he'd end up?
Ravenclaw, 100%.
Ravenclaw.
Hufflepuff. He's a Hufflepuff.
Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw.
Actually, you know what? I'm
He's
gonna
very
double
smart.
down with Nikki and say he's a Hufflepuff. Cedric was smart and he was a Hufflepuff.
It's true.
Mm.
Yeah, but-
Harry's like squishy.
Harry
remember
is the
Harry
most
having this-
wholesome- Harry used a fucking wish to bring back an elemental spirit baby.
Yeah.
You're remembering the good stuff. I remember Harry walking around the church being like, yeah, this is a pretty bad scene, but Harry's very emotionless. Like, he's not really invested in any of these people. So he's just sort of like very... He said it's sort of like a doctor observing something. Like, it was very...
Which I think it's very cool.
It's very
Very-
cold, like very
Very on brand.
intellectual Ravenclaw. Yeah.
You're
And-
right.
and then
You're
he's-
right.
He's found
based
something that he
purely-
loves, so he's doing everything that he can for Rumbles.
And based
I think-
purely
yeah.
on May's reaction, do we think or on May, on Nikki's reaction.
Whoever I
You're
am, it's fine.
Yeah, you guys are like celebrities to me. You guys are just the characters I listen to on Sunday mornings. Like cartoons. It's great. Um, okay, guys, do you guys agree with Thomas's
Yes.
placement of himself?
Yeah. Well, that's
Slytherin?
Jackson.
Yeah.
No,
Well-
he says Jackson in Ravenclaw.
Yeah, but
He says
he's
that
saying-
all of-
he's saying,
all of
yeah,
his
all of his are
characters.
Slytherin.
All of his characters,
Slytherin.
absolutely, but that's because they're all played by Thomas, and Thomas is Slytherin.
Yes.
So I could see Rakesh being a Gryffindor. I'm gonna just say it.
Really?
Uh,
I mean, in fairness, Ron's in Gryffindor, and he's fucking what is Ron? To be honest, come on, sort it out.
Shall we spin again?
Sure. It's gonna lag again. I apologize. I'll tell you what the number is. Never again with these widgets. I love it, but also it's not working.
We'll go to dice rolling for next time.
All right.
Dice of
21.
Destiny instead of Wheel of Wonder. 21. From Shedmass on Twitch. If your PC's house randomly lit ablaze, what's the only thing they would save?
People.
Depends if
any
anyone's
living
in the
person.
house.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
depends if anyone's in there.
Depends on the time of day.
Let's say for the sake of sakes, no one's in the house. It's just
Okay, that
you,
makes it
just
way
you
more.
and all your
Yeah.
stuff.
Serenia would grab Mr. Whiskers.
Yeah,
Mr. Whiskers is the rat. Never mind. He's not a person.
Marigold would grab his chair that he has because it's the
Yeah.
only thing that he really has. It's his chair. He has to sit there for fucking 8 hours while everyone else sleeps. He just stares at the fucking wall.
Is the chair in the bag of holding?
No.
We don't
No,
have
we
the
moved
bag
into
of
the new apartment.
Oh yeah, that's right.
we
yeah.
moved after we got evicted.
Yeah, we got evicted.
We're going back with a bounty.
Bounty on rank.
So we got chair and rat puppet.
May's going back for all of the books that she can carry. Just
Like a true nerd.
yeah.
I guess if there's no people inside, assuming there's no pets inside as well, Callus would probably
Callus
go for
has
like
a pet. Time out. Callus has a pet.
no, but
Yeah.
I'm
Well, he
saying
did, but
that
then
if he
Rakesh
did,
died.
Bongo the bandage beetle.
Yeah, so he'd either do that, he'd either run in for like a pet, if there was any in there, or he'd probably go for like a storm box, you know, like it's got like all the memories
Yeah.
and like all
Oh, yeah.
the like photo albums and shit like
Yeah.
that in it. So like he'd probably run in, grab that and run out.
Are we
What
assuming
about-
that this
what
is
about-
like furniture and shit, and not stuff that they would have had on them already? Like they
Yeah.
emptied their
Yeah.
pockets and now they have nothing on them, kind of thing.
Yeah. They're
Oh,
butt
okay.
naked, taking a bath when the house lights a fire.
May is grabbing her Callus doll then.
Oh.
Oh,
I
That's
assumed
our
Callus
only
would have
thing.
said the 4-leaf clover.
Oh well, yeah, if that's in there, then probably that being the storm
Shadmass
box.
bringing up the big fucking evicted in chat. Ouch. Yeah, that
Evicted.
pains me. Yeah, if he was butt ass naked in the bath, Lucian would be out there like grabbing his armor and his fucking
Yeah.
little, not like a crown, but like his little thingy. He'd just be like,
Um,
"This is my. This is all I need to actually keep going."
Right.
Yes. Ambrose. What's Ambrose grabbing?
Everything.
Ambrose-
Ambrose is
probably-
grabbing the house
Ambrose-
while it's on fire.
Ambrose would probably die
The
from
counter.
smoke inhalation trying to save everything.
Ambrose is getting a muffin off the counter.
Yeah,
Like,
for real.
My heart. That boy has everything. Let's give him the world. Okay,
Protect
guys.
Ambrose at all costs.
Let's spin the wheel. Let's say 2 more times.
2 more times. All right, here we go.
It's got the passports. True. Stormbox has the passports.
We need interplanar passports. Should get on that.
You guys
That
never
Jade-
crossed the
That
Jade
great
Bridge.
empire.
14.
Y'all never tossed the Jade Stockade, so you guys didn't get them.
I'm sorry, the clown has a passport, but you guys don't?
No,
I'd
they
work
don't.
on that.
We have papers.
Oh.
14 is the number.
Let's roll again. We've already heard from Shedmess.
All right. You want to just pick a number then?
Yeah, okay, fine.
Pick your favorite question.
What's that? The wheel landed on number 3, you said?
Yes.
Was there any pop culture inspiration for your character? And that comes from Lord Shitbird on Discord.
Well, pop culture. No, not really. I don't
Not
think
really.
so. No.
Full brainchild.
No, you
Well,
have
no,
historical.
mine's mine's based in history.
Oh, let's hear
Hear
it.
it.
The Order of Saint Lazarus, the Leper Knights.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what inspired Callus.
I would say, what is history if not the most popular culture?
True.
Wrong.
Anyone else?
I made May to be anti-trope. So anti-pop culture. She's a rogue with a very super happy backstory. And she's got both her
I often
parents and
think-
they love her very much. And
If you ever, I don't know. I shouldn't say this because I don't know what's been told. I don't know what's known. Didn't she have her skin stolen?
yeah.
That's real happy.
So
I love when
she's a
people do-
rogue who has 2 parents who love her and someone stole something from her.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, you're right. I follow the thought process.
Yeah.
Now that is pretty. What about Ambrose? Any inspiration from pop culture for him?
Come back to me. I'll think about that because the answer is yes, but I think he's a combination of people.
Sonya?
Originally, she was like 110% gonna be this like chaotic, like super loyal, like Harley Quinn, like just kill and go kind of vibe, like do everything to support people or person she loves to like a self-detriment. Then, like I had said earlier, she's like just slowly morphed into Laudna from Crit. She's just a love letter to the spookiest witch we ever did see.
It's precious.
Very good. What about Lucian and or Mary?
Lucian, not so much. Mary, 100%. I totally forgot that I'd based him off of this. I couldn't remember why I wanted the amalgamation of his name to be Mork. And I remembered it's because I took huge inspiration from fucking Warhammer 40k, from the Orcs. So when he like bursts out with this awful form, it's sort of like how Gorguts and all that, where they've got this ridiculous add-on chin, which is metal,
Yeah.
with all the teeth. That's just his mouth coming out with the horns and shit. And, you know, Gork is like cunningly brutal and Mork is brutally cunning. Like, you know, you worship one or the other,
Yeah.
but it's the same shit. And I don't know why, but I took such inspiration from that when building him just to be a fucking psychopath half the time.
Amazing.
Oh.
Merciless, obedient. What was it? Merciless, obedient robot killing.
Yeah, something like that. Hang on, I need to fucking find it because I know it's never really gone into that
We haven't
thing
gotten
because
there yet.
yeah, because Marigold is Marigold Ostwin Rudiger Calavan, based on names that he took during his travels when he met people and started to understand what being part of a society is, and people who added to society, like he valued that and he took their names for himself.
We
You
live in a
think-
society.
Mary will ever add names as we travel?
I mean, if he's going to add one, he's going to add Serenia for sure, so it'd be Morks,
Oh, that's precious.
which is weird.
Spends multiple personalities.
I mean, yeah, like you said though, you said Mary said it. It was like, no, I've got a sense of completeness from this.
Yeah, which is
Ambrose wanted to
from
give him
sort
a
of
name.
what Wombat alluded to. It's sort of into his serial number, which we haven't gone into yet, but
Yeah.
I'm sure that'll come up at some point.
I figured out Ambrose, by the way.
Let's hear it.
Mm.
Ambrose is Joe Dirt.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Who?
Or the
Look up the movie. It's this most wholesome hillbilly with a mullet.
Isn't it a
It's David Spade.
movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good, but it's a wholesome hillbilly
It's
trying to
not.
do his best.
Yeah. I get it.
That does
Okay,
not
guys.
give me Ambrose vibes.
Listen to him talk.
Now, this is a question from Nikki Strings on Twitch, but it is a
You-
question that I was curious about as well, so I'm jumping straight to it. Who's playing your characters in a live action movie?
So I did ask this question,
We,
but I don't
we
know.
had a
Who,
conversation
I
about
don't
this.
know who actors are.
Oh God.
I think I said Owen Wilson for Ambrose.
Yeah, I can
That's
believe
so good.
Well,
that. Wow.
Papa always said big hands, big feet.
Wow. So
Wow.
you're like up here in the cold. Wow.
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 Oh.
Yeah,
I have no
checks out.
idea who would play May. Somebody else would know May. I just thought that Owen Wilson as Ambrose would be hilarious.
That's the
I get
best.
big Zendaya vibes. I don't know
I can-
why.
Yeah,
I don't
can
even know
see
who that is.
Zendaya?
Cassie Gabrielle or Chloe Bailey.
In my head, she's always
May.
been Simone Biles, who is not an actor.
No, she's a UK
She's a
Olympian.
gymnast.
She is?
She's a U.S.
Yeah.
gymnast.
Yeah.
Oh, US.
Fact.
Apologies.
Stop trying to claim credit for U.S. stuff. Classic Brits. Sornia.
Who played? What's her name? Who played like the OG Peggy in Hamilton? Jasmine something. I can't remember her last name, but it's definitely
Yes, I know who
Or-
you mean.
or
Jasmine
Jennifer
Cathis Jones.
yes,
Or who, sorry?
Cathis.
Jennifer Coolidge.
Was Serenia?
I can just hear her voice. It's exact.
Oh.
I want to see Christina Ricci, but she's not tall. I don't think she's tall enough.
Serena's only 5'3". Yeah, Serena's little.
Then Christina
so
Ricci for sure.
Wednesday Adams would be an honor.
Uh,
I think Callus would have been played by what did we say when we asked this before? I think I said Travis Fimmel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
good one.
I don't know who that is.
Ragnar
There's-
Lothbrok from
Yeah.
Vikings.
Oh, okay.
Because
There's
he's an
another
Aussie.
one.
Rakesh's Morgan Freeman. Fuck off, Thomas.
Who?
I think it's safe to say that Andy Serkis would do the mocap for Mary.
So I was thinking about this. No, it's the dude who's James Gunn's brother, who's in all
Oh,
of his films,
Sean
who does
Gunn.
the mocap. Yeah, that's it. He would do the mocap for it, but then we'd get something mad like fucking Vin Diesel or something to say a couple of lines, like
I
distorted.
am
The Groot
Groot.
treatment.
I am
Yeah.
Groot. Because it has like the gravitas for Mary's
Well, he's
voice.
been Groot. He's been the Iron Giant. You know, he's
Yeah.
got a few under his belt.
Yeah. So
We
it,
can add
it sort of
Mary to that.
works. Lucian, 100% Jason Isaacs. Because I sort of based his aesthetic
I
off of
remember
Lucius Malfoy.
Lucius
Anyway,
Malfoy.
Oh, it's Lucius
gave-
Malfoy,
that's why-
okay.
that's why Lucian. It was like really
Oh
close.
my
I was like,
God.
Lucian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
get that.
spot on.
'Cause-
There's
When we first started, I was like, he'd have this sneer when talking to people like, Potter.
you could also see Charlie Hunnam for Lucian, and then there's an actor.
Oh
who's,
yeah,
like,
big Geordie boy.
escaping me entirely for Callus because I think about this all the time.
I
I'm going
want
to be
Jude
spamming
Law
our
for
chat.
Callus.
Why?
Ooh, Jude Law.
No, I got them mixed up. I meant Michael Fassbender.
Ooh, Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, I want Michael Fassbender for Callus. After seeing him play Magneto in the
Did
X-Men
you guys
film, in the
see-
young,
Christian Bale in The Machinist.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
God, yes. That is Callus,
That's what I
100%.
see
think
that.
of.
yeah,
I watched his GQ interview the other day, and they went over The Machinist, and like
How much weight
Dude
he
is
had
just
to
mad.
lose. Yeah.
he got paid almost nothing for that
Yeah.
as well. He just wanted to do it to prove to everyone that he was a
Let's-
fucking good actor.
Let's be honest here. Christian Bale could probably play any role. They
Christian
threw at
Bale
him.
as May.
He just has to really get into character.
Yeah,
He's just nicking stuff from the catering cart when no one's looking.
yeah.
But I know that May's not like a stereotype. She doesn't actually. The one thing that she actually took, and it's like cursed herself already.
Fucked her
Like, God
up.
damn.
Yeah, she took one thing. Fucked her up.
I want Jesse Eisenberg as Callus, and don't ask me why, but
Who's
I
that?
do. He was in.
He was Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Oh no! No!
Yes. Oh my god.
No,
God.
because no, he's too
Yeah.
scrawny. Like Callus to me, he's got a bit of bulk to him.
I don't think Callus has bulk.
No, but he's got like, you know, I'm not saying
Okay.
he's sit there like fucking gym style Arnie, like, but he's got like, he's not Jesse Eisenberg fucking anemic. He's
Another one. Rainn Wilson, the man who played Dwight Schrute on the American version of The Office for Mary.
That's actually really good.
oh my god, his voice
Just his
for it
voice.
would be
Yeah,
Oh my god.
what kind of campfire is best? False. Lit one. Like
okay, guys. From Jazzy Jeff on Twitch, if your character had to do a buddy cop film with an existing character from TV or film, who would it be?
Oh my god.
Can you ask the question again? I
If
got
your
lost.
character had to do a buddy cop movie with an existing character from TV or film, who would it be?
Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh, good one.
Thornia and Mantis going on a buddy cop film?
whoa, that is
That's a good one.
chaos.
Nothing gets done.
Exactly.
The plot is constantly happening behind them.
I'm going to say for May, Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy. No, I can't. I don't know movies well enough for this to even work. Somebody else
Yeah, I
needs to
don't-
tell me.
I don't watch movies.
I know 100%. So, you know, when you have the good cop, bad cop trope,
Yeah.
it'd have Lucian being the fucking bad cop, obviously. And then we'd have Eddie Murphy's fucking, what's it called? The Hollywood.
Dr. Doolittle.
No, he does a cop. He does a cop film.
I have no idea.
Shit.
Is it Rush
Oh,
Hour?
That's
No.
not
No.
anymore.
That's
That's a
Chris Tucker.
different black guy.
Different funny black guy.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh,
Oh,
you're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
I want Callus and Cillian Murphy from Peaky Blinders.
Ooh.
It would be the like
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with May and Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn.
Ooh.
Ooh.
which Harley Quinn though? Like Birds of Prey Harley or
Yeah,
like
yeah. She's ditched the Joker. She's doing her own thing.
yeah, that's
May
like a
has to
killing.
console
that's
her
a
through
killing
that
movie.
breakup.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I definitely.
Let's be honest. That's just May and Eclipsa.
Touche.
I know for
Really
Mary,
is.
because Mary's sort of like learning and he's like, he doesn't really know what he's doing. Luther, Idris Elba from Luther in BBC One. If you've ever seen Luther, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to be like the one who's like big, like hardline doing the shit, and Mary's just like
What's
just
the
taking
background
notes, like holy shit.
I
It's
want
just-
Rakesh and Ted the Bear.
Oh my god, that would be so good. Yes. I thought of one for Ambrose, by the way.
Okay.
So Ambrose and the butler from the Addams Family. What is his name?
Ooh.
So
Lurch.
That's
Lurch.
Da-da-da-da.
oh my god.
I think that would be great.
And this will be the last one for now before we move on to the character quizzes. From Mr. Lionheart on Twitch.
I just stole all of our names. Okay.
I
was
do. I
running-
was gonna say.
Oh.
I had to steal names at this point.
Okay,
There
fine.
was
Let's go down to someone else then. If your
So-
PC made a D&D character,
I
what would they
love
build?
this
And that's from
question.
Jinzaku on Discord.
Yeah, I think we sort of spoke about this once.
What would the what be on Discord?
Kind of loud.
I think his name is Jinsaku on Discord. He's
Yes.
the person who asked the question. If your PC made a D&D character, what would they make? Your character's sitting down and playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
What are they building?
Lucian would make a sorcerer 100% because they are innately born with magical power. They can just do shit. They don't have to sacrifice anything
Yeah.
or preach to anyone. They are just powerful. So he would make a sorcerer 100%.
What about Mary?
Mary would make a wizard looking at Serenia being like, she real smart. She knows what she's doing. I will try and
Yeah.
do that.
Oh.
What about May?
Barbarian.
Oh, yeah.
Just let out
Yeah,
all
that's
the
awesome.
rage, never control anything. Just like straightforward. Yeah.
It's fun.
hmm
Would Ambrose follow suit? Because I would love to see what that looks like.
No, Ambrose would probably make like a Chad Thundercock.
Yeah.
Papa always said big hands, big feet.
Papa always said, don't start what you can't finish. It's like,
Callus? What about Callus? What's Callus making in
No
Dungeons?
fun allowed.
Oh,
No,
he's He's the DM. He's the DM. He's like,
he's
I'm
the
gonna-
DM,
Callus is,
No
Callus is the
fun.
rules lawyer. Callus is like, excuse me.
yeah, it's,
He's the guy that goes,
no,
he goes,
it's,
actually, that's not your.
no, I think he'd probably make either a warlock or a cleric in hopes that maybe at this point someone would actually, reach out to him.
Oh,
Someone is always reaching out to you. You just don't
Fuck off.
fucking.
Just don't take it.
Oh,
Okay, guys, let's get away from that laggy wheel for now. and
Yeah.
Get some more personal questions going.
Ooh, these ones I'm excited for. There's some good ones in here.
Does anyone have a D4 on hand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's roll a D4 to see who I'm gonna grill.
1.
Let's get you under the spotlight. 1. The first person next to me on the order is Taylor, but I always talk to my sister. So let's go straight to Chris. Okay, Chris. Real talk, you and me. Let's zone everyone out. I got some questions.
Hair's going up.
Let's get the hair's going up. I don't have any of that to do with anymore. Okay.
The rest of us just grab buzz cutters.
fire away.
On.
Do you think Lucian will ever have feelings for Eleonora? Or is he forever missing Glory?
Potentially, because I don't think that caring for someone on a scale is nothing to I love you. I think there can always be some sort of growing sentiment in there for a character. And
And
You know,
you think
from-
Lucian could do that? You think he could grow to love her?
I think he could grow to care about her. I don't know if it would be like a forever sort of foreboding love. Because from what Tay described, she's, a beautiful woman. She's giving him power. Who knows what happens in the future? So he'll care for her in that regard. He's not like, he's used something of a position to get to this point, but now he's like, we're here. We'll make the best of it. And, he's going to try. But I don't know if it would be like what he would have with Glory.
I think that's sweet. It would be hard to replace something like that, especially when you've been using your new one maybe to move yourself forward.
Yeah, and also, like, he's, you roll over in the morning, look at the woman that you're married to and potentially doing whatever with, and just like, I remember when we first got together and I cut off your mum's head. Wow, what a
that's
time.
that's a weird ass wedding gift.
Well, he didn't. I think he intentionally didn't cut off her head because he's like, maybe something could happen from this, but the high flying made sure that head fucking came off. She was like, mm-mm.
Speaking of Lucian and love, Lucian's thoughts reflecting on Eclipse's confession.
Completely baffled.
Caught him off guard, right out of left field.
Yeah, because Lucian was interested in what Eclipse could bring because they randomly met her on the airship out of nowhere. And she was suddenly able to help, and she had all these different abilities that she could do. And honestly, most of the time it ended up being Lucian trying to save her. and he was trying to like figure out what she could do to see if she would be useful to him or not. And then she let slip that she was from the Empire, which he despises. But not only is she from the Empire, she's nobility within the Empire, which is like
The enemy.
the worst. There's the people that he actively is trying to kill. But it's sort of like softened on his character when he met her and see her doing all this random stuff. And he's like, maybe she isn't that bad. But he definitely didn't expect that.
Do you think at some part of Lucian holds Eclipse at arm's length because she is nobility from the Empire? She is the enemy?
He definitely doesn't. He wouldn't trust her with his life.
That's weird considering she has been the cleric.
It's true. But if you were in those past couple of things, it's always Lucian going around bringing people back up. Or when we're in the poison thing, he grabbed Eclipse and ran off with her because he knew that Callus had May, and Rakesh had Harry, I think it was. So he's always made sure that Eclipse is okay because he knew that she had divine power, and he knows how powerful divine power is. Even though it's not the same as he'll never regard it as good as what he gets from Char because he's like big fucking mommy milkers and shit. But he's never had that sort of like connection. I think they've only spoke a couple of times, and they've both lamented about how fucking red-skinned tieflings have ruined their lives.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there's a slight connection there, but like he thought it was maybe she was opening him up for like maybe some friendship, like he could empathize a little with someone from the Empire. And then he was like, right, I've done this thing, I'm going to get married. And she's like, but I love you. He's like, oh. Why?
Is it safe to say that Lucian has thrown up the friend zone?
Yeah, he tried to play it a little bit, and then in the last session when she brought him back from the brink with a potion, he was like, oh, so you cut your hair, it looks nice. And she's just like, well, it didn't I can't remember what she said. It was like it didn't reverse in on itself. I was like, oh, okay. Oof.
Yeah, well,
you done gone goofed up. Yeah, he's like, you done gone doofed up, my guy. Don't even... Nope.
Okay, how about the big guy? Do you think Mary, as his player, this is a question for you, not for Mary. Do you think he has a soul?
I don't know. I've spoken to Wombat a little bit, and I kind of told him, figuring into this dark saying, this is a dude who doesn't really know what he is. He thinks that he's a tool because that's all he's known, that he is a tool. Again, I didn't want Marigold to be a fucking tragic character either. I just wanted to be like a thing in the background, be like, oh, what is this?
Yes, yeah.
I think that it's sort of like having faith. People who have faith are generally viewed as having a moral superiority to other people because they follow something or whatever. But without it, you can still do functionally the same thing as a human being. You can still have that same moral compass. I think without a soul, he sort of knows what is decent and what is not to do just because of the experiences he's had and the people that he knows. He might have a fondness for picking up rat carcasses and be like, oh, I got you a new one. Like when he gets home, like, hey, here you go. More to play with. Don't really get that, but I think that even if he doesn't have a soul, which I have no idea if he does or doesn't, he still acts as someone who had a soul would.
Very, very well spoken.
I've drank most of this, so yeah, I'm on it now.
You're drinking that
Feeling
liquid
the
wisdom.
philosophical.
You hit me at a great time, like another hour, and I'm just be like, fuck's sockets. I don't know.
Can confirm. We've seen that too.
Do you think Mary ever considers his own mortality? Does he do you think he ever thinks about the chance that one day he might not be doing something? He might be gone, dead, no more, scrap metal?
Yeah, I think he's thought about it. Because from a player point of view, my first ever character I played was a low intelligence character, and it fucking sucked. Because you were trying to work out ways of how you could involve yourself in some things, and you couldn't really game it that way. So even though he's a barbarian, I wanted that side of Mary when he's not raging to be intelligent, but not to the point of like he's big Giga Chad brain or whatever. He's learning. And because he's a warforger, he can't sleep. When everyone else is away and they're all asleep and it's night, he's just sat there with his thoughts.
Aww.
So initially it was like he'd sit there and like read parts of a book, or he'd try and go to the theatre and rest through the day, and he'd just
Yeah.
watch performers and try and learn more about philosophy and science. And when you learn about those things, you inevitably start to think, well, what am I? How do I work? When do I stop? I think to him it's more, things die, I will stop. When and why, I have no idea.
That kind of leads me to the next part of that question. Does he fully comprehend that one day Thornia's probably going to be dead? Like the people around, like humans die. Does he think about that?
He doesn't think that Serenia is human, because the first time he met, I think I'll have to go back to the chat that we
One
have
of the first times, yeah.
One of the first times they met, she just turned into him and was like, I can do whatever. And he's like, oh, okay, this is some weird shit. This is some goofed stuff. So he doesn't really know what she is, and he knows that she can do fantastic things with her, what he would usually call fluid, blood. So he doesn't really know, but obviously he will try and stop that from happening. Marigold will. Mark, I have no idea what that dude wants. He wants to smash things up, and if it's near Serenia, he'll smash them, but if he has another prize near him, maybe he'll go for that instead, because it's just a beast.
What about the others who he might think not so highly of in their mortality? Do you think does he ever consider the fact that his other friends might just stop working one day? They might not boot up, to put it in robot speak.
I think he understands how people work. He doesn't understand like dying of old age, because the only things that he's seen is people living or people in the act of being killed. Sometimes he sees people fully well, and then he blacks out and then sees the same people in bits, and he doesn't understand why they just randomly exploded and why he's covered in it, and like walks off. But yeah, I mean, the concept of death it's an interesting one. You'll sit up there like watching the fucking crackling in the fire and just like, is that ember alive? Is it gone now? What's the ash part? Sort of try and link that to humanity. So yeah.
Speaking,
he's figuring it out.
Yeah, I mean, we all are. That's questioning our own mortality, questioning our friends, questioning certain bandaged gentlemen's. Last question for you for now, Chris. Do you think Lucian, or I guess, what does Lucian think about Char's special interest in his buddy Callus?
Yeah, so
is he jealous at all? Is
my question?
Is he sitting there, Mom, it's my turn with the Xbox?
No, there is definitely not a jealous term, because he knows he's been chosen, he's been given immeasurable power from Char to do things, very specific things. And he knows that he's been favored by her, and that now he knows that his family had something, because he didn't know that his family had anything to do with it before. He thought this zealotry came from his mum after his dad was killed. So when I think it was in the tower, and we were trying to figure out that fucking Char puzzle, and Callus went down, and Lucian healed him, and then they realized, like, ding, like, I felt this before, I know what you are. And it was before he came out as, like, being came out?
Before he came out.
Because he was in a dangerous part of the world, he can't be like...
This is why Lucian's not interested in Eclipse, guys. Because Alice is standing over there.
There was a moment where I sent Tay a message jokingly and was like, next session, Callus is going to profess his love for Lucian.
It was fine for the wedding. I was like, you should do it. You should just like have Callus like interject an objection to the wedding.
No.
That would be
Please,
amazing.
no. But then they knew that she'd been invested in both of them, so then they had to talk about it afterwards. And from a Lucian point of view, every time he spoke to Callus about it, like, why don't you? You know, she's really good. It's like watching someone who's never had a donut and being like, why won't you try it? It's great. They're great. It's just allergy, like,
man.
I don't like donuts. I prefer slushies. And you're like, slushies? I'm trying to put this into
no fun allowed.
Transatlantic terms.
Yes,
Bread,
Char is super
bread
fun.
and water.
Yeah, he knows how powerful she is and what she can do, and her impact on the world, and how she's not viewed, and
So
You know, like
he's not at all worried that Shard might one day decide, you know, it'd be a sick champion. Bandage boy.
He would
absolutely
be a
not.
very sick champion. You're right.
He would be a sick champion.
He would be the sickest of champions.
So that's why he's fucking chasing down this goddamn Bella Luna thing, because the only thing she's asked of him so far, you need to bring me Bella Luna's head. It's like, I need to do that. Otherwise, she will. It's not about whether she gives the favour to Callus or not, it's whether he just loses it.
Oh, yeah, that's a big oof.
Mm.
Alrighty. On to our favorite marsupial in a man suit.
Is that
Wombat.
it?
I'm
Callus,
gonna start referring to that solely as a marsupial in a man suit from here on out.
Callus has been like plagued, obviously, with a physical illness. Does he want to be cured with that? Does he want that to be cured? Do you, as a player, want him to be cured?
Okay. Does Callus want to be cured?
Yeah.
Yes. He wants to live a normal life. He doesn't like that shit. But as a player, I do not want him to be cured.
Oh, you want that suffering to last. Oh, yes. That's what I like to hear. Why do
I'm
I
sat there like-
Callus more and more every time I talk about him?
I'm sat there like, I didn't want Lucian to be a tragic figure, and Wombat sat there like,
He's like, how do I make
I mean, dip my
Callus
hands in the
more of a
tragedy.
tragic figure?
have you
I
heard
make-
of Shakespeare?
I make Callus just worse and worse and worse constantly.
You are
yeah.
Callus's Xander.
So,
Hmm.
because we talked about Callus's illness just now, I'm curious. Before that, before the disfigurement, was he a handsome boy? What did he look like?
Thank
He was a baby.
Oh, so that was like right from the get-go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Big
so
question.
hypothetically then, if I just
I
had the power
mean,
to cure him instantly, what would he look like?
probably something like Xander.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So suave and handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Damn.
Silver
Bang.
Fox.
That's what you get,
Yeah.
daddy.
Now the
Zaddy? What? Zaddy?
Zaddy? Zaddy?
the ability to cure himself is something that might be coming into his reach now that he's doing the whole cleric thing.
He tried it a little while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, on that note, if he doesn't have a deity that's striking his fancy, do you think he would go virtue cleric and just find an ideal he stands for so solidly and draw faith and power from that? Or does he have one in mind?
I as a player have one in mind. Callus, no fucking idea. But like I've said this before, in that Callus is basically, he wants to believe in something. Like he wants to sort of be able to look to something else for guidance and to know that he's doing the right sort of stuff, but he's not getting that right now. So he would take be a virtue cleric, but he wouldn't want to. He'd want to have something else that he
So-
can turn to.
So
Do you think
hey, I'm running the show.
I just
We'll
have a
come to you
question.
next. We'll come to you. Do you think his want for someone else to like look to is like an internalized fear of like not wanting to take responsibility for a failure, because then he'd be able to blame something instead of himself?
No.
Not
No.
at all.
He will always blame himself. But it's more of like knowing that something's got your back when you've been by yourself for so long.
Okay.
Like, because
Taylor.
he's basically, since birth, he's been by himself. He's had Xander for a while. Xander turned out to be a cunt. And then now he's just like sort of been wandering the world by himself for so long, having that sort of, someone that you could turn to, someone who's at your back, is always
Definitely.
like, it's reassuring.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Can I, before I give Taylor the ground, am I allowed to ask which one as a player you have in mind? Is that something you're willing to share? Which deity you're fancying?
I definitely have my eyes set on one, but I'm not gonna say it yet.
All right. Okay.
Come on, bro.
Uh,
Just fucking give in.
let
We'll
the
weigh you down
moonlight
with
shine
chocolate.
on you.
No fun
Okay.
allowed.
Taylor, what about you? What was the question you just wanted to ask?
With Callus being married now and wanting to believe in something so heavily, and always having someone have his back, always having something to fall onto, would like a virtue cleric of love or like protection be like a thing? Because he's got so much like care for these people.
Potentially. But I think, as grim and morbid as it is, people die. Gods necessarily don't. So, yeah.
To just make a point on what Carly just said in chat, Fuck is asking if he can ask questions a lot, then ask them anyway. Yeah, I am, because even if I'm not allowed to ask questions, I'm a good reporter. I ask the hard-hitting ones, and I base my answers on their reactions of whether I'm allowed to ask or not. So, yeah. Okay. On the note of marriage with Callus and such, was that like a possible feelings for May? Does Callus have those? Have I missed
Yeah.
something? He has feelings for May. So was
Yeah.
the do you think this was a
It's been that way
Yeah.
since before we started streaming.
Okay, good. I wanted to make sure I for everyone's reference, I have troubles picking up on certain aspects of the human experience. So I'm double checking. Making
May
sure I
didn't
read
know
those
until the
right.
day that she got hitched. So
Yeah. There was an extra addendum that I forgot to add when I sort of like broached this idea. It was more of a, I have no idea if we're going to live or not.
I was just gonna ask, was this so with feelings aside, was this a marriage of feelings or was it a marriage of let's take the benefits and get in there? Do you think there'll be another wedding one day?
It was definitely not a proper wedding, but like it was definitely like a let's take what we can get so that we've got the best chance to
I want to
live.
see the flash mob Callus proposes with.
There might be
It's
another
Xander.
formal wedding, but you guys are blessed under the shadow of the moon now.
Shut the
You
fuck
are.
up.
You are blessed.
neither of us said Star's name in our vows, so suck it.
It's
You-
true.
fine.
They both skirted around that so
fine.
heavily.
They
For
did.
the both of you, then, just to repeat my last question, do you guys predict another wedding for May and Callus in the future after assuming everything works out fine?
I mean, the hieroglyphs did say something about a wedding, but also that wedding wasn't supposed to happen until after Callus looks
Got
normal
cured.
again.
Yeah.
So
Well, that didn't say wedding. That said, like, it was a dude down on one knee.
it was a proposal.
So,
Yeah.
a proposal. We
Could've
sort
been
of we saw
wedding.
the ziggurat and we were like, guys,
Oh. I think I've talked about this with Nikki though. Each hieroglyph, like in my notebook, has 3 possibilities of outcomes. It's like a big flow chart. Like Nikki's May's gonna punch you in the face flow chart. I
yeah.
have if you do this, what happens here flow chart. Proposal could mean a lot of things.
Also, down on one knee could be a beheading or a knighting.
Is that a possible of 3? Because
It-
I've got
Didn't look like it.
yeah, because there's that, and then it's the ziggurat, and then it's the hand, and then it's the eye. So
Like what each like item means. So like up to a certain point, all of your guys's are different with the exception of Callus and May, they share one. So like for example, let's take Rakesh for example. He's got a boat.
mm,
A boat had 3 different things it could mean. It could mean going to a different continent. It could have meant going to another plane. Or it could have meant another option that I'm not going to bring up because it's still in play.
Or
So
three.
you're doing. So you've done the psychic thing. It's
Yes.
lies and deceit.
So I've asked a lot of questions about the future, and I think one of the most important questions I could ask Callus about his future is now that he's wasted that wish spell. Sorry, used that wish spell. My apologies. Now that he's used that wish spell in a very tact and intelligent way.
Mhm.
Does he still plan to try to kill Xander now that that's like not on the table?
Yes. What the fuck?
Yeah. That doesn't change anything for him.
No. No.
Dude doesn't need
like
wishes for that.
He tried, like, back when he thought Xander was still the Traveler, like, and Xander was, like, in a Traveler thing, Callus tried to punch him.
Fuck yeah.
He's not scared of gods.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's true.
He wants to believe in them and also punch them.
Yeah.
All you
king.
need to beat Xander is the power of friendship. And another mystical god that really is interested
Shut
in
the
you.
fuck
But never
up.
mind.
Stop trying to indoctrinate me.
Hello there. Hello. My name is
Hello.
Elder Moonshine.
My name is. I'm here to tell you about the book of our Moonshade. Hello.
Hello there.
I'm gonna rewrite the entirety of Book of Mormon. Do not touch me.
Now, I'll open it up to you three. Any questions for Wombat about Callus directly?
You've asked a couple
Anything
of
you guys are-
mine.
Anything you've just been itching to know?
Do you think Callus? Sorry, go.
Is Callus curious at all about who his family was?
Well, he was basically told by Xander, like, when Xander, like, because he got, like, abandoned by his family, pretty much. And he was found by Xander, and rescued. And Xander was basically like, yeah, your family just abandoned you. They threw you out because you were all disfigured and deformed.
Is he rethinking that?
Probably not, no, because that's the only truth that he's known.
Okay.
But it's
Like,
also from a dude who he
It's a- yeah, the
really
guy who
believed in.
Pretended to be
It's-
his
Who,
dad.
like, manipulated him into believing that
Look,
he was a god.
It's not like he hasn't been proven otherwise yet.
Yeah.
And despite all of that, Xander still trained him to fight. Xander still did like this, that, train him to
Yeah.
survive, all of that. So like he's not like in a state of everything that he's said is wrong and all of
Yeah.
that. But it's yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Is there any circumstance where Callus will pledge fealty or devotion to Shar?
Dire.
Dire.
That is the circumstance / situation that
Well, we'll
he
see what
would
happens tomorrow.
vote to show.
Tune in at 7 a.m. Eastern or 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. AWST to find out if it gets that dire.
Kind of a side question to that.
Midday
Lucian.
British time.
Lucian.
Sorry.
Do you think Lucian would ever help facilitate a more dire circumstance to give incentive?
I talked to Tay once about a really fucking dark thing that, like, this is me being a player, and like this is before a lot of shit happened to us, and it was a dream that I had, and it was fucking awful. The thing that Lucian was doing to try and push Callus into being a follower.
day.
Yeah, you do, because we were chatting about you were like, oh my god. Oh, but because it was all about me picking 3rd level spells.
Mm-hmm.
It was so dumb. But it was like how you can really fuck with the world with major image and what you can make people think is happening.
Do you think Lucian would ever follow through with your dream Lucian's plan?
I don't know, because he's very devout to Shar. Obviously, he's a champion. And he's asked her, like, I don't know if Wombat knows this or not, but the few times he's tried to speak to her, like, he spoke to her before on screen and off screen. And this is the last time, like, it was fucking typical. After the church had been exploded and everyone was dead, and he tried to speak to her, did not roll well on the D100. So she didn't, but, like, I think I was the lucky one, like Callie, who really struggled to speak to the Raven Queen. Every time Lucian asked for something or rolled, it happened. And then that was the first time it didn't. And he was asking, like, what is her interest in Callus and why is she... And it sort of came back, like, you know, she had an interest for him. She had a plan for him. But also, Lucian does view Callus as a real friend now, like a brother in arms, and he sees it as she is the only way for his purpose. But he also understands that Callus just can't see it yet. Eventually he'll get to a reading level above baby books, and then he'll realize there is some really good shit out there. But until then, he's not going to burn every other book in the library so that he has to read big boy books. But
That's
also, I will
very
tell
big
you,
of him.
I will tell you the really nasty thing, because I know Tiz's face was like, "Wow, what the fuck?"
Do it.
It was in an instance where he got where he wanted to be in the dynasty. He had his legion sorted out. So the legion that he has in mind is based off of people who are devoted to Shah, so they have that holy side. And also like him being sort of like a warlock, so they've also made a pact. And he wanted someone to lead them, someone who was a fighter but also had divine things with them. So he wanted Callus. And how better to force Callus to do something than by threatening May's life? And how best to do that without hurting May, who's a friend, than to make Callus think it's happening until he has no other avenue and to call him to Shah. And it was like this whole thing where he had it set up and he's like surrounded in this room, all these images there of other soldiers who are like blocking Callus's retreat. And you got Lucian stood behind May tied to a fucking chair and he's just stabbing her through the back and just like, the only way you can save her is by calling out because you have no other power.
Like,
And then it was awful.
I
Just
thought
like-
I thought you meant that you'd like do a
Jesus.
vision so that it is someone else stabbing her. But,
No,
like,
no, it's full on. It's full on Lucian being
Holy
like, "You need to
shit.
do this.
Shit.
You need to do this, or she's gonna die." And then if he
Right.
did succumb and call out, then the fucking facade and the
That's
illusion
dark,
fades.
man.
I
Did it all for nothing? Yeah,
I
this
just
is
wanna
the
know-
way.
Do you want to know what Callus's response to that would have been?
Yeah, I know he would have gone for it, but it was just this weird fucking scenario that I dreamed up. I was like, "Oh, that's really dark. I need to tell Tay."
Those guards that you said dead, you dead.
Well, the guards weren't real.
Just- Yeah, I know, but like that would be Callus's response. Is he would just flat out kill you, like no
been
talking to
so
Shah,
good.
nothing like that. He would have beat you to a bloody pulp and then continued beating you.
It was a really like, because when I spoke to Tay about baking him, I was like, I don't know how different this is going to be. Like, he could be a real arsehole who does nasty shit. And it's sort of like by meeting different people and sort of being like generally accepted and being included, which it only happened with a few people before. It sounded like mellowed him out a little bit. There were certain times where I was like, I'm going to kill this NPC because she's really done a lot of good stuff for him.
Lena.
But she's also
He killed the
a
shopkeeper.
loose end.
We killed the
No,
shopkeeper.
I know who. I know who killed the shop.
shopkeeper.
We
I
all
know who killed the
shopkeeper.
But yeah, I can't remember what the original
That's who
question
they
was
would
because I've just been
resurrect as the
rambling.
shopkeeper.
Oh my god.
Alrighty. Before we move on to the next two, let's ask another Wheel of Wonder question, though I won't make you spin it.
I'm going to roll a d20. How about that?
Yes, let's do that.
6.
6. Do you have... This is from... Sorry. I can't read. This is from C on Discord. Hi, C. Do you guys have a voice claim for your D&D character? For those who don't know, a voice claim is very simply just when you hear your character talk, do you have like a famous person, a fictional character or something, in which you hear their voice saying your character's lines? Like Chris mentioned earlier that he hears aspects of Lucius Malfoy when Lucian talks.
That was his like
Yeah.
visual like visage.
Oh, visual.
Yeah. I know that honestly, the first session that we played, I think Nikki messaged. Like, I was trying to be intimidated in a fight, like, don't do that. She's like, fucking Witcher coming in here. Like, what's all this shit? And I was like, oh
Henry
no,
Cavill.
this is not what I wanted to do.
Geralt noises.
Get out of here. But it was a bit.
Video game Geralt or Netflix series Geralt?
I didn't hear it. I just heard me trying to put on a bit of a gruff to try
It
and
was
be
the
scary.
growl. He was trying to growl, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
just sounded like the series. The,
Yeah.
Fuck.
yeah.
Winds
Very
howling.
good, Bill.
Um,
Okay.
I remember
could
that
see
so
that.
clearly.
It would be Carolyn Jones. She played the original Morticia Adams, like the OG Adams family.
Oh yeah.
Excellent choice.
Yeah.
I get like a weird for Marigold. I get a weird like Matthew McConaughey, just like
Yeah,
all right,
I was
all
gonna say
right.
that.
Because that's the only Southern dude I can think of right now.
So Ambrose is every guy who has ever been on Fox News claiming that they saw a UFO.
Amazing.
That's that. I have
Was
no
the
idea.
guy from the beginning. Guy from the beginning of the Kimmy Schmidt video.
Oh my god! Hide your kids, hide your wives. Not that guy. No. It's a
No,
little
but like,
little too New York. I'm talking about the people who are like, there's
out here in the bush, and then I saw some lights fly up above me.
I
They kept
just
going
dropped my
up.
pickup and the cornfields.
Yes.
They're all trampled down in circles. I know what it means. Like that's what I see Ambrose as, and I have no idea who May is. I have absolutely no idea.
Well,
May
Matt, what
was
about you,
Scottish
kid?
in the beginning. I had a voice for her that was Scottish, but I can't do a Scottish accent, so she wound up Irish.
She's fantasy. She doesn't have a
Fantasy.
nationality.
She's Faye.
Yeah, exactly. Let's not brand like an Irish accent as all of the Feywild, because I can't do that, and I play too many Fey characters.
She's a Selkie. Selkies sound like that.
Okay, it's very Selkie
Selkies are
specific. Yeah.
I can't really think of any sort of particular voice I hear when I think about Callus speaking.
Can I give you one? Because I definitely hear one.
I have one too.
Ooh.
It's definitely Christian Bale Batman.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
all
mine's
that I
so
hear.
different.
I was
It's so
gonna-
different.
I was going to go with Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Also, yeah. And you have the
You're Nikolai
is his Batman?
Waldo.
He's just Batman. He's Batman.
That's
He's
Batman.
Adam
Yeah,
West.
he's Batman.
That's who he is.
I agree with the Robert Pattinson Batman. Actually, that is pretty good for what like
Yeah.
for Callus's like tone. Like he doesn't sit there and go, "How much money for the fucking wand in the shop?" Like,
Yeah, I don't know. Callus puts off just a little bit too like, I don't know, sad. He seems
Yeah,
a little
well,
sad.
yeah.
Batman
When
wants
I
his
like-
parents die.
Yeah, but
Bale is
Bale
Bale is mad.
Batman
Pattinson
angry.
is sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
When I created Callus's voice, I sort of did it with the intention that this man lives in eternal suffering. So I've
Yeah.
tried to like sort of just do that.
It's good. It's good. It definitely comes across. I get it. Alrighty. How about you roll that dice one more time? The new rebranded Dice of Destiny,
7.
name pending.
I'm getting all my
7?
low rolls out now, apparently.
Hopefully.
We
I
hope.
like this one because it's quick, so we'll do this one, then another one. If your character goes to a bar, what cocktail are they ordering? No beer.
Yes!
What cocktail?
No fun allowed.
Definitely not a pink pineapple.
Water.
Water. Yeah.
Callus is
Water
the
for
DD.
Callus.
Callus is the DD.
May is a wet martini.
All
And
martinis are wet. They have liquid in them.
it's extra vermouth.
I
And
used to be a bartender. I know.
and because it's wet, you get it like a fish because she's a soaker. And
She's a roaring
Ambrose,
fishbowl.
like a scorpion bowl. Ambrose is a strawberry daiquiri.
That makes sense.
I saw him as a
Uh.
pina colada guy.
He also that anything frozen with an umbrella in it, honestly.
Yeah. I just
Very-
like the colors.
Yeah.
Mary can't drink, So Sambuca looks the most to like motor oil. So I don't know if that would be a one to go for.
Yeah,
but
you're my
Jaeger. Yeah.
Jaeger, excellent. Lucian is
With a broad
100%.
umbrella.
Lucian's 100% like a fucking Cosmo girl. Like he just wants. He doesn't give a shit what people think because he's powerful and he knows what
He
he
truly
wants.
just drinks the best, like the tastiest drinks because he doesn't care what they look like.
No fucks given. Yeah.
Just a bubblegum martini.
Yeah, he looks so fancy.
Amazing. Drinks
Love
nothing
that.
but grasshoppers. The green matches his skin.
Aw.
Alrighty.
Well,
let's move on to-
Serenia.
A Bloody
She
Mary.
probably
Oh,
drinks. Yeah, or like a Bloody Mary, a Caesar, or like if she's really feeling fancy, it's like an Aperol spritz.
Oh, fuck. I went out with a girl recently, took her to a bottomless brunch. She drank Aperol Spritz. She made me try one. It was grim. I went back to my Bellinis afterwards because Aperol Spritz is yucky.
a good one. I
Um,
hear that TikTok audio. What's your favorite drink? A Negroni. No. Spagliatelli with Prosecco in it.
this one's not on the list, but I thought of it now and I didn't submit it. I'm dumb. If you, as players, had to date one of the PCs, like you had to go on a date with them, which PC do you think you would have the best chance dating, or which who? Yeah, if you had to date a PC, who would you walk out on, and who do you think would give a second date?
Does it have to be a
This is
PC?
good.
No, sure. Let's go NPCs. Let's go
NPCs?
whatever you want.
David.
You
Now
would
we're all
wanna
dating
date-
Finn.
I just
That's
like-
because it's easy.
The wet box could get away with Fabian, to be honest. Come on.
Fabian would be your second date option. You think he would get a second date out of you?
I
Or
don't
would he
think
be
I'd
your
leave.
walkout? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think he'd let you leave.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's very rapey.
That's fine.
He gives big Dharma vibes. Like,
We're into consensual
David alone.
non-consent in this house.
oof.
NC all day. I think going on that same vibe, the high flame, she wouldn't let me leave
Yeah.
ever.
Any of
But
the
also
Dobby mommies.
a Dommy Mommy crew. But also, like at the same time, like Lucian's the kind of fuckboy high school me would have been like, "Hello, good day, hello."
Yeah, I can see that. I remember the kind of guys you liked.
Like Lucian is like fuckboy.
darling, I appear to be double parked. Can I have your lunch money? Thank you.
Exactly.
Absolute dick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
I
my
feel
God.
like I would go on a date with Callus because I thought he was like really mysterious and cool, and then I'd probably just get really like uncomfortable halfway through and be like, yeah, my sister, she
Yeah.
just had to go to the doctor. I gotta,
Yeah,
She
Callus,
fell
Callus
into
is
her
too sad.
ankle.
yeah. I feel like I'd be like, so how's the family? He'd be like, I'd be like, do you want to go mini golfing? He'd be like, no.
No fun allowed.
I
Oh.
can't touch a golf puck because every
Yeah,
time I do,
another one
someone
is
dies.
Xander.
Xander is a bit of a
Zaddy.
zaddy, isn't he?
Yeah.
I feel like the character who I would go on as many dates as they would be willing to go on me with, though, is definitely Ambrose.
Oh.
Ambrose is the kind of man I look for. Like he's like big dumb boy. I know he's gonna be
I
nice
hope
to
you
me.
like cuddling asexually, because that's his
Yeah,
jam.
100%. I
At
don't
the
need
same
no
time,
that. He can reach things
We-
on a tall shelf for me.
Yeah,
I'm very
he can.
short.
y'all missed two very important options here. Sugar Harry and Daddy Jackson.
Yeah, I
It's true.
feel
Oh
like
my
I'd
God.
get along. I'd get along with Jackson.
Oh my
I have
god!
my
I forgot Sugar
selection.
Harry.
Locked down immediately, and that's because
He can
someone
fix
who's
the
really fucking
toaster.
interesting, someone who would make a great date and then immediately ghost me, which is Molly, because she'd fucking disappear
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
Oh my
Excellent.
You
god.
sit down and all the cards get sprayed out, and she's like, "We're gonna have a fantastic evening," and then like just number disappears from your phone. Like,
Takes
where
your
did you
money
go?
and runs off.
Yeah,
Changes her name.
We miss
to
you.
Different state.
100%.
Let's pull the lamp
Man.
down for some more interrogations.
Oh god.
Nikki,
Hi.
Hmm. Do you think May would have visited her family in the Feywild if Callus had woken up sooner rather than later?
No.
No?
No.
That was fast.
She's not going home without her skin. She's embarrassed that she's missing it.
I was just gonna say, does she what is she does she fear that like her family would treat her differently?
Oh, they absolutely would. She was the responsible one. And she was the
Oh
one like
yes.
calling them out on all their shit. And now she's missing the only thing that'll get her home. She can't go home without it.
And on that note, do you think May is currently more invested in building up her new life with her companions and her new husband? Or do you think she's still extremely like insistent, or do you think she's still worried about getting her skin back as much as she
She
previously
still
was?
wants her skin back. She wants the option. But I think that she's like the urgency and the I need to go home is not so much anymore. I think that she's realized that she could have a life here.
I think that's good. Uh Now speaking of Ambrose, my favorite boy, what's his deal?
What do you mean?
Why is he so happy? Like, has the boy just not seen trauma, or like,
He's seen trauma.
or does he just is he just one of those people that are really good at processing it? Like, he's not internally broken.
I think that he just believes so strongly in the goodness of the majority that he won't let the minority that he believes is the minority bring him down. He thinks people as a whole are good people, and
The
some bad
indomitable human
things.
spirit.
Yeah, some bad things do not make everyone a bad person.
I think that's very good. So, do you think he thinks like the bad guys could be redeemed?
Oh, for sure. Like he's totally in the curator's pocket right now.
Okay.
He
Um.
absolutely feels for the curator because he's missing his mom. This guy's missing his family. Like if he was missing his whole family, he'd want them back too. He wants to do whatever he can to
Yeah,
help the curator. Yeah.
that's so cute. And on the note of his family,
Yeah.
does Amber's dad actually have all these weird phrases, or do you think do you think he's run out and he's just started making up his own yet? And what happens when he runs out of his dad's phrases?
These are definitely his dad's phrases. Ambrose is 62 years old.
Yeah.
So he's had 60
Is he?
years. Yes. So he's had
Shit.
60 years of adages. So I don't think that he is going to run out anytime
Yeah.
soon.
Oh. Um.
I may
Now
run
the
out because I'm an
opposite.
idiot, but I don't think.
I can send you some.
Thanks. Thank you.
I used to work with a guy who had a bunch of adages.
Please send
I
them to
worked in
me.
I worked at a McDonald's, and his name was we called him Daddy Brian.
I
He
have
was
like
the oldest man
40
who worked there.
written,
Yeah.
but I
My
can't
favorite one.
reference them fast enough in the moment.
My favorite one is I was cracking eggs making breakfast, all the eggs for the McDonald's, and he came over to me and he looks at me and grabs me by the shoulder and he just goes, "The last egg in the basket is often the first one cracked." And then he walked away. And I was sat there with that Yoda sounding wisdom like,
Is that
what's
because
that
you
mean
dropped
about
the
life?
basket?
Oh, because the last egg you put in is the first one on top, so you take it back out when you use it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a
I thought you meant like
FIFO
the one in
joke.
the bottom. I was like, what, you drop it? Like, oh, it smashes. Okay.
He also said some more inappropriate ones, so
I want
but
those too, but
um,
I'll make them wholesome. Anyway, it's a failure
Trust
of my creativity, not a failure of Ambrose's dad's uh,
Wisdom.
prolificness.
what's your favorite? This isn't written down. What's your favorite of Ambrose's? Everyone can answer this one. What's your favorites of Ambrose's dad's adages?
As the official note taker, I have written all of these down. And my favorite one is still like the dead mom one.
That
And
wasn't me.
Nikki says it
Wasn't
wasn't her, but I
me.
fucking swear it was.
It wasn't me. It
Always
was
said the best
Tay.
moms are dead moms.
It was Tay. It was not me.
Papa always said dead mums are best on the floor.
Never.
if I look up Papa, how many Papa always says do I have? Because I haven't put these in like a concise section. Papa always
My
says
favorite
big
is
hands, big
probably that
feet.
patience is like the candy apple cart at the fair. It's probably my favorite one.
Papa always says it's not the size, it's how you. Oh yeah, I think I added the oh yeah. Papa always said you shouldn't bite off more than you could chew. It takes all kinds.
I will say my favorite. It's no secret to anyone who's been around me, and probably you guys.
Big feet.
Big hands, big feet. I plan to
Yeah.
get that tattooed on my body.
I found my favorite one. It's Papa always said a melon in the hand is worth two in the bush because it
I
made
did
no
say
fucking
that.
sense to me at all. But I fucking love melons.
Taylor does this thing for our Tuesday campaign where at the end, when we do XP, she lists off what her like jotted down note was quick to like remind her of what was worthy of the XP. So it often comes up to be things like Dimple likes bondage, 20 XP. And it's just because I tied a rope really good. Or so on like that. So I told them that the best one at the end of the campaign, I'm gonna let them pick and I'll get it tattooed on my body. So I'll get that on one shoulder, and on the other shoulder I'm gonna get Papa always said big hands, big feet.
If you do, I will be so thrilled. I can't tell you how honored I would be.
I mean I'm looking to get stupid tattoos for any reason, man. Okay. Oh. On that note, May.
Yeah.
She has a lot to lose now. She's a married woman.
Yeah.
She said her villain arc would begin if anything happened to Callus.
She being me.
What does
Yeah.
What does a villain arc look like?
For May?
Yeah.
Leaning into the human nature. Her parents always told her that humans were evil and selfish and destructive, and that's why they cull them. I don't know that actually ever came out in game, but that's the reason why. So May was out in the material plane trying to prove that is not the case. So if she found that it was the case and that she was wrong and that she lost everything in the pursuit of proving something that ultimately wasn't true, she would just full on lean into it. Yeah.
That's terrifying. I love it. I kind of want something bad to happen to Callus. I mean,
Alright, I'm working on it.
That's interesting.
Tune in tomorrow at 7 a.m. Something bad may happen to Callus.
Because something happens to Callus and May starts her villain arc. I feel like something happened to Glory and Lucian started his villain arc, but then meeting everyone else sort of like eased it down a bit. Like as to what he was. He's still lawful evil. He's still performing his duty, even though it's his fucking nasty plan. But it's interesting how that would intersect, maybe, if May went full villain.
Yeah,
she knows a villain.
And May is very much walking the line right now. She's trying to be good because she feels guilty that she wasn't able to be part of the ritual that saved Callus.
Oh, yeah.
She's very guilty that she wasn't good enough for that. So she's trying to be a good little fae right now.
Who did the ritual for Callus? What was it?
It was the
did it.
It was Javier's wife who was the Fey blood.
Right.
So the fact that May couldn't help and that Lucien was like calling her out for why didn't you just tell us that you were so that way you could do this. She felt such shit. So she's trying to be good right now, but if without that reason to be good, I don't know that she would necessarily keep walking that line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he's the eternal pragmatist. He just wants shit to be done quick and be direct. Like, how do we get Fae blood? Yeah, but he doesn't know that it's bad to be a Fae. He's completely unfazed.
Question across the board now. Villain arcs. Do you guys see your own characters possibly going down a villain arc train ever?
Sure.
Yeah.
It could go worse.
Oh.
Lucian's like, Lucian's like, I could be eviler.
I could be worse.
We've heard.
Um,
We've heard.
I feel like
Yeah.
an Ambrose villain arc is like he cuts in line.
He trades someone's Coke out and tells them it's Pepsi.
Yeah.
Ambrose
Yeah.
doesn't pay his parking fine, even though he doesn't think he deserves the parking fine.
He just
It's like,
waits like a week. He
You know
pays
what?
the fine, but it's all in quarters.
it's that thing where it's like the Jordan Belfort, like, I'm not fucking paying it. And everyone's like, what? I'm not fucking paying it.
Yeah, Ambrose's villain arc is, you know that meme where it says there's a burglar going around, but all that they do is change or make a minor inconvenience. That's his villain arc.
He loosens the hinges on all the doors. Just so it doesn't close as smoothly.
Or
It
like,
loosens the lid on your salt shaker.
you know how you're supposed to eat ice cream with the little spoon? He only serves it with the big spoon.
Yeah. He uses the wrong cutlery at a fancy dinner.
He does that anyway.
Yeah.
He just uses his hands.
Ambrose's villain arc is he learns to wear a suit.
Oh, hang on. Ambrose is like cow people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ambrose's villain arc is he makes the ice cream and like feeds it to someone, and it's like, it's my ice cream.
Milks his mom. You mean
Milks
himself.
curse?
Papa always said
my
the
mom.
best ice cream is mom ice cream.
It's from Mama's teeth.
You ever tried mom cheese? Really fond of it. Anyway.
Oh, mum cheese.
Okay.
Can we stop having the spotlight on me now? I think I'm done.
Yeah, you are done. In
Okay.
fact, I'm not doing any of this skirting around for this question. I'm reading it how it's written. Why is Thornia such a bitch to the gods? Taylor
We've met one god.
says gods. Why is she
What?
such a bitch?
One. Also, he like gave us no credit. He showed up. He's like, I ended the fight. It's fine. We put in all of the legwork.
So she just feels like she's not getting credit where credit's due.
Yeah, I think like even Cryo said he's like could have just said thank you. Like all the legwork.
No, that's a lot.
I
of...
don't feel like she's been a bitch to the gods.
Taylor wrote the note, so she must have thought she was.
No, I copy and pasted that from somebody else. I think it was
Okay.
Callie.
Yeah, I don't feel like she was. I think that she was frustrated, especially this dude just fucking. As far as we know, he was the tree the whole time. Mary doesn't really remember what
Jackalope,
happened because he
yeah.
was doing his own
The
thing.
jackalope.
But then he had to literally pull him off the fucking like and like revert him back because dude wanted
Okay.
to just smash.
Well, for someone who doesn't like the gods a whole lot, she's making a big play there for immortality.
Yeah.
What does she plan to do with all her possibly allotted time?
Take care of everybody who's left. And,
What's-
you know, create a better life for other people.
Okay, that's where it goes. That's a very sweet answer for someone I don't believe is sweet, you nefarious woman. I'm talking about Taylor. Let's make that
I
clear.
believe none of that.
There's a
Okay.
ghost.
Ah!
Ghost caught on camera.
Clickbait title for this YouTube video, Ghost Caught on Camera.
Someone call those Ghostbusters. Who are you gonna call?
Taylor, he's wearing Chase's hoodie. Stop the ghost. Okay. Tornia and Mork. What does she think of him? What does Sonia think of Mork?
She didn't know he existed for the first, 3.5 months she knew Mary. So Homegirl's real confused. She's just looking at this as, something that's, trapped inside Mary and is, hurting him. So, she's ready to,
Mork
yank
is
it
a
out of
tumor.
him. Yeah.
Does Sonia think Mary has a soul?
Yeah. she's convinced he has a soul, and she's at the point where she will do anything for Mary. That's just like escalated in the last like 6 days of travel. So like
Did.
she's willing to do anything to protect her only family that she's got.
Including give up all those weird fingers she's collecting?
I'll leave her finger necklace alone. She's building a necklace.
Yeah, he
I'm
doesn't
asking,
care
would
about
she
the finger
give up her
necklace.
finger necklace to save Mary?
If it was her finger necklace or Mary, probably.
That's not a commitment. But what is the deal with the fingers? Where did that start? What was your thought process as a player, or her thought process as a character?
I was just like, what weird thing can I collect as like trophies from her kills? She's only taken the ones that like she got the last blow on, with the exception of Ingrid and Olaf, who were like her pseudo grandparents.
Yeah,
And like she knew like she only had so much time with them. So she thought it was like a cute, she couldn't carry their bodies around. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think the gallery went into a blaze, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
someone lit a fucking fire inside.
Because we burnt the bodies, right?
Yeah.
I say we. They want me.
Now, the last question for Sonia, sorry. Why did she present as a human and not her real self?
This is a weird one. I think part of it was because she just wanted to be accepted. She like already knew like the way she does things is like super gross and weird. So she just like wanted less reasons for people not to like her.
Weird. Do you think her friends are thinking different of her now that she's been revealed, as she's revealed?
We haven't really talked about it at all. So no. No one's really commented that like she's kind of see-through and glittery.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Now we come to an interesting part where I know there's supposed to be a section, but my notes gifted to me does not seem to have said section.
It's on the bottom of another page.
I've looked for it. I can't find it. So I'm going to do what I do best and improvise. Okay, guys. Last but not least, probably not last. We might have a couple more dice questions. Let's ask some questions directly of our two DMs about their world, the inspiration behind their world, and some ideas. Wombat,
Yo.
you, like Taylor, are running a brand new homebrew setting, correct?
Probably, yeah. Somewhere.
What was your inspiration, if any, for your world, for your setting?
So one thing that I wanted to do is run a world where the bad guys have already won, which is what I've done. So there's a few sparks of hope in the world, like the free cities like Hearth and Bleakford and Greendale and stuff like that. But the bad guys in general have won. They are the new bosses of this world. So that's something that I really, really wanted to run. Because I know that normally it's like, oh, you got to prevent the end of the world happening. But no, for me, it's already happened. So that's sort of what I'm aiming to sort of do with this world. Another one, like another thing that I drew a lot of inspiration for in the world and setting is there's an album series called the 12 Oracles, which is where I drew the inspiration for the Oracles. Surprise, surprise.
Check that out.
Yeah, it's very. I'll put it in the Discord music playlist. But yeah, it's like while I was listening to this, like each album in that series has its own feel, its own thing, which I've adapted into the oracles themselves as well. And while I was creating this thing, like generally I sort of use writing this as a way to help me deal with and process things. So like I generally sort of funnel like emotions into each of the oracles campaigns that I've written. So and like generally those emotions and stuff are brought on, like they're the same sort of vibes that I get from those albums as well.
Yeah. All right. Taylor, same question. Inspiration for your world. I know it kind of started with a home game,
Yeah.
but you've done a lot with it since then.
This continent in particular didn't have like any physical, like real world or emotional inspo. It was a lot of history from the home game, but at the same time, I ain't even gonna lie. Like when I world build, the first thing I do is like I start with the map. Like I physically build the map and then like flesh the world out from there. Cause like I'm such a visual person. So the inspo for everything that's happening is what is written and what the guys like y'all see when you look at the world map. That's what we've come to. That's what's created our story.
So you and me talked about this like last night or the night before, I don't remember. But the original content for this globe, Zeopia, you said it started all with a backstory that you were doing for a possible character.
Yeah, it was going to be for this sorcerer fighter multi-class, and 2 pages became 3, but then I found a plot hole, so I had to go back 60 years in her story. She was only 16, so going back 60 years meant like it had to do with her parents, and the next thing you know, it's a 25-page document, and it's all about a city and its monarchy versus
You just
person.
kind of got carried away.
A
Do
little
you guys, do the two of you have any tips or advice for maybe newer DMs that are trying to set up a homebrew setting?
Just do it.
Yeah,
Like-
literally, yeah, just do it.
Like
It's-
you can say you're not gonna do it, but like the only thing I've DM'd is homebrew. That's all I've touched. I know nothing else, but I don't think I would be happy enough with stuff pre-written unless there was like an
As-
ungodly expanse out there.
As
Like,
someone who has run pre-written campaigns, they're good, don't get me wrong, they're enjoyable, but there's a certain limitation to them unless you're just go and add like story to it and homebrew stuff to it. But in that sense, you're already doing a homebrew campaign if you're doing
Yeah.
that, so you may as well just run a homebrew campaign because it gives you a lot more freedom with your creativity and what you can and can't do, because
I
it's
can say
your
that
world
there's,
rather
as
than
a
a
player, there's
pre-established
something
one.
really special about having DMs who don't have to open a book to find out what's going on in the world. There's something really, really,
and if it is
like,
a book,
we are
it's their
very
own.
spoiled. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that
100%.
makes like to the same thing, and I'm sure Wombat to like a degree can attest, and if not like as a DM but as a player for sure, there's something really great about having your players so involved in their character building that it builds the world, because then they're so much more engaged in the campaign. Like I've got hundreds of thousands of messages from all 3 of them, character and where their character's from and what their character's done. It's just fleshing out their lives and the area of the world that they're in and the cities that they're from. It's like really great. Like it just makes this collaborative game so much more collaborative and like
100%.
rewarding.
Yeah, I definitely think homebrew, for me personally, like I get more invested in the world, knowing that it's not something that 1,000 people get to experience if they pick up a book.
Yeah.
It's almost like a little inside, not an inside joke, but it kind of feels that way. You know what I mean? Like me and Taylor, we make references about our home games and stuff that we're able to share. That's not something that everyone gets.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The same thing goes back to like callbacks from old campaigns, right? Like our home games were on our second campaign in the same world where their events have directly influenced what they're dealing with now. That's wild. And like we're seeing it for those of us watching Critical Role, we're seeing that happen for like the first time in their story as well. Something really special about like nods to things that have already happened that like only a few of you get and you can like snicker about and be like, this was so cool.
Yeah, I remember the week where I did the marriage thing, and then suddenly I was getting hate mail from the other campaign. Like, guys, we were doing something over there, and now suddenly
And now
all these
suddenly
like
all these
fucking
flags are
Republic
going
people
up.
have showed up. They're like,
Yeah,
what the fuck
yeah.
is going on? Like,
Yeah,
I
for
done
those
gone
who don't
goofed.
know, the home game I
Got
play
cooked.
in takes place in the world's rebirth setting, and Taylor DMs for us. And we were doing a heist kind of situation to get some of our friends back in New Azure, or what wasn't at the time New Azure, but
Yo, stand
because
stands.
I was gonna say, but because
They've
there
fucking
was
done that.
a large amount of Dark Republic guards, the stakes got like way higher for us, and it became much more difficult. So they're out there. There's a clown that really wants a fucking word with the new ruler. Some
And I,
punk ass drow guy. I don't know.
Can I turn?
I as
Can
a
I time
player
out? Oh,
love
go ahead.
those.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I love the open world. When I first talked to Taya, I knew that I was gonna build. I wanted to make an evil character, and she sort of taught me through the world. And I was like, okay, the Dark Republic, I'm definitely going to be from there. What's
Yeah.
happened recently? Has there been any conflict? Well, there was this war like 35 years ago. I'm like, okay, he's going to be older than that because it impacted him, and that's why he is the way that he is. And then that made like the Empire a target, and then it drove every. Can you imagine like picking up a module that just wouldn't happen?
Doesn't happen. You
No.
don't. Yeah, that character lore doesn't happen.
No.
Can I turn the table on Buck for a second? I have a question for Buck.
Oh.
Sure.
When are we getting a crossover episode?
So, Taylor, can
It's
I
hard.
speak freely?
Fine.
Roll initiative. It's happening right now. No, me and Taylor have talked about it, jokingly and not so jokingly.
14.
In our last session, I tried to plant some seeds for you guys to possibly find out in the world, but we got jumped by a bunch of monsters. So last session for me, I made a bunch of we're fighting a big cult right now that our party cannot face like on our own in my character's mind. So Dimple, my bardic creation, court jester, fae character, made help wanted signs like the good old fashioned Uncle Sam recruitment posters with her face on them, saying looking for intrepid heroes, auditions here, send a message or come to said location. And it had her picture and all the details that she felt you needed to get to send her a message to know her intimately. And my plan is I was going to stroll into New Azure and start posting these on all the boards. And that
They're
way,
getting taken down.
Dimple will fight you firsthand. So,
You want to post something official? Come to the goddamn editor.
So, like, reference wise, I've been trying for a while.
I just wanted to make it official that I'm asking for it. That's all.
I will say, I'm always open to the concept if Taylor is.
Tay.
That's a big screen though.
I was gonna say that's a huge screen, so I can't imagine a world where it'd be with all of the original, like all of our group. And that would mean she'd have to find ways to get the characters she did want to show up without disrupting our story too much. So timey-wimey shit,
Yeah.
kidnapping, or so on and so forth. I thought we were going to have Nikki in our campaign. To the point where I even messaged Nikki and said, I suspect you.
Oh, was that what that was?
Yes, Taylor kept adding a Discord or a Zoom notification that someone new has joined the group. And like they turned their camera on briefly and I saw like dark hair and what I thought was like your general background that I see you in all the time. So I'm like, is this person Nikki? Are we about to get jumped by Nikki?
Yes.
it didn't work out well because I ended up shooting that character, and we had a guy snap its neck.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't you.
No.
So
no,
I
we're
thought-
out here
I
like
thought we were good.
scrambling against demigods constantly. Like,
You've
God,
got-
no.
you've got,
stop
like-
it.
This,
We are demigods over on our campaign, and that's the other issue. Is if Dimple showed up, and or any of the characters on our Tuesday group showed up to help you guys, I think we're a couple levels ahead of you. So it would be a balancing issue.
yeah,
for
it
Taylor's
would
part.
it would totally rock the boat.
Though
Yeah.
I've told Taylor if she ever wants to do a Critical Role style guest spot, I'm sitting here. I'm ready. I have character ideas.
Do you have
I-
50 characters just lying there like Chris?
I have 7 specifically made for a World's Rebirth.
Ooh.
Because I do that with Critical Role and every live stream I watch. I'm like, how would I introduce a character into that world? I have ones that I think would directly cause issues with Lucian. They'd always be characters that are meant to drive plot in some way. But I do feel like I'm already a part of it because you guys keep inviting me to do fun things.
And you write our
and
backstories for us.
I help. And
You were very easy to DM for, which is nice.
Thank you. I'll take that. And then on the other hand, Eclipsa made the mistake. I mean, the great choice to make a pact with one of my old characters.
I feel like
So-
the party probably thinks that's a mistake right now.
Yeah.
But, you know, what do
Taylor-
I know?
So every now and then Taylor turns to me and goes, "What would he do if this was a situation?" So I feel like I'm already playing because I'm there, but I'm not. So I often go like, "Well, okay, so like, the ferryman would look to Eclipse after that last fight and be like, well, okay, like that was like big ale on our part. We totally fucking jumped the gun. You should have kept like your healing spells a little bit longer. Did not work out. It was rough. We'll get better next time. Like, no worries, we're fine." So I feel like the crossover's constantly happening because Taylor is a very dexterous DM and is able to juggle a multi-campaign world setting.
All right, I apologize for the digression, but thank you for fielding my question.
Thank you for fueling me being able to talk about Dimple for a minute.
Yes.
Simple stands unite.
Back to Wombat though. You're 9 sessions in compared to Taylor's 24.
Yeah.
Do you find you're kind of learning anything from watching her handle similar players in a campaign? Or are you just ignoring everything she's doing and saying, fuck it, I'm doing everything my own
Good
way?
answer.
I'm not ignoring everything that she's doing, but I've definitely got my own way of doing things. It's a bit hard to sort of say right now because from sessions 3 through 9, I've had to improv literally everything.
Yeah.
Because the planned content went out the window when the party started going shopping in various cities. So it's not really come too much into play. I've definitely like learned stuff from Tay, but I've got my own way of doing things, and I think that'll come more in now that the party is, we'll say, on track.
Taylor, similar question. When you started DMing, you were extremely new to D&D.
Yeah.
Did you
It was weeks between playing and DMing.
literally like first session,
Yeah.
like character build to DMing in like weeks? Like
Yeah.
not even just that, but like this is your first tabletop ever.
Yeah.
Did you have someone that you were watching ahead of time and maybe ignoring or taking like hits or no's from what they were doing?
Well, like obviously I played with you. Like you've been like my prevalent DM, but now I'm playing with Wombat, obviously. And there's like homebrew mechanics. I don't know like what he's doing with everyone else. Like I just know like mine and his conversations.
So
Everyone's
you're
okay.
watching from him.
Yeah, like to a degree. There are some really cool mechanics he's done with Serenia that I'm like, I'm just gonna take this and put
Mhm.
that in my pocket.
Everyone's got
Um,
the tactics.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 second. Getting news from our crew. There's some questions that I don't have on my papers that people would like to be answered.
Foreign Molly.
Yes,
Yeah.
for Thor and Molly.
100%.
Looking over my notes, I can't find anything. So either
think
I
Chris
lost a
has
piece
them.
of paper or Taylor
Could it be the
never
one that you
provided them.
threw?
No, that was a
hang on.
resume of mine.
Ritual exposition, character questions.
Yeah, that was my resume that I perfect
Why are
throwing
you
all out
ripping
my
up your
personal information.
CV?
Okay, hang on. Right. Maybe not for Molly, but was Rakesh a vampire? What the fuck was going on with her at the end? Like,
I know
I
that
swear
answer.
to God.
I can't
Cash
answer
is
that.
not a vampire.
Yeah.
Something happened to him at the wedding that I was too engrossed in, chaos to understand.
Fake glory bit Rakesh,
Yeah.
but Rakesh was a clone of Roland in an attempt to redo what they couldn't do the first time. With
Which was?
their first child, which was create a super soldier, essentially.
Why are they trying to create super soldiers? Rotund's trying to create super soldiers. Everybody trying to create super soldiers.
That's
Rotund
just
hasn't tried to create super soldiers for a long time. Okay,
I
leave
fixed
that.
that
was
problem.
yeah,
Thank you, Callus.
that died with him. That was a real fucking. You could have told me before I took him into the goddamn. By the way, it was him there. Oh shit!
Yeah. He was created in an artificial womb.
Yeah, in a womb. In an external womb. I said the word womb and
Yeah.
everybody made a face.
Yeah, that's
He was created in an artificial womb.
I love Rakesh for that reason, and I'm sad he's gone.
I didn't know that Rakesh was a clone.
Ah,
What
no one
what
knew.
were Four's crimes?
Cash didn't even know.
What were Four's
Ooh.
crimes? Wanted to know
And-
that.
Unless it's
So
going to come back to haunt them.
4 doesn't exist anymore, but like it's coming back to haunt the party. So 4 was the child of a demigod. And they basically started spreading slander about their dad.
I'm seeing a running theme in Thomas's characters now
Right.
across campaigns.
Started spreading slander. So their punishment was they were all locked in one body to bicker amongst themselves.
Oh,
So 4 was actually 4 physical siblings that were like banished to a construct to fight amongst themselves.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Four went to the Feywild to answer for his crimes, correct?
Yeah.
Noted. That was more of a personal question.
That's where Daddy is.
Yes. Nalroth is daddy, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I found these from. I think it's Cal who's put them in the chat, and I don't think they've gone through those. But there was one that said, "Would May have visited her family in the Feywild if
I
Callus
answered
had
that
woken
one.
up
We
sooner
talked
rather
about
than
that.
later?" Oh, is
We
that
talked
true?
about that. It was a no. Not without
Yeah,
a
it
spin.
was. I think the Molly question was in questions for DMs.
Yes,
Also, no,
which is the section that I don't have on my notes.
Ah,
Which
got
either
you.
means I
Um,
lost it or Taylor never gave it to me. We'll be
I gave
better
it to you.
prepared. And I'll be
She
less
also
tired.
asked how
Sugar
Lucia would
mom.
have felt if we didn't teleport directly to the temple and instead viewed it from the outside. Well, it was,
Yeah.
it was a bit of an illusion, and then you walk in, and then it's still the
And then
same
it's
trauma.
gone.
So
Yeah.
it is what it is. This is one. Does Callus just want Bella Luna at this point? Like, there's been a lot of back and forth between the two. Now, she inhabited his head for a long time, and he's said since she left that he has missed that, which seems to me is akin to like addiction, where you need something, some part of you that you've given up, and it's gone.
This goes back to Callus wanting something to have his back, because he's been by himself the entire time, but when he was with her, not so much. So like, because there was always, second voice in the head.
Will that be solved now that he has Valee?
Will that be solved now that he has a wife?
Well, I mean, it's Valee, so he's just going to be constantly reminded of the like of his failure to save her,
Yeah.
so possibly worse.
Yeah.
Wild.
Maybe.
Depends on what she says. Maybe she's having a good time in the ring. Maybe she's chilling. She's vibing in there.
Never ending
The
parting with
question
pink
about
pineapples.
Molly. What was
Yes.
Molly's deal? We didn't get to see much about her, unfortunately, but I was wondering on her potential arc. Molly, our human bard, free soul tarot card reader.
Was she actually looking for the bagman?
No.
Okay, that's interesting.
The bag man.
Yeah. That's what the Skinwalker Molly said. Interesting.
her story arc, she was going to be the bookkeeper at the Temple of Gods.
Like, where I
Really?
just stole the book?
Yeah. That was supposed to be Molly's story. She was going to go rewrite
Oh.
histories
Okay.
and tell new stories.
Molly's the curator confirmed.
Dun. Insert the
I mean-
CIS noise.
Her vibe, the way that Ben played it with those stories, like constantly, it was so rich, so vivid
Ben,
with detail. I can see that completely. Wait, hang on. Fucking hieroglyphs. Hang on. I've
As
looked up this.
someone who got to play with Ben in a previous
There is a book. There's a book before the ziggurat. God damn. Yeah, that's it.
Ben is such like a creative player and a creative storyteller. Like absolutely wild things could have come.
Yeah, it's a
He-
proper. Can
he
you
was-
imagine
he was
throwing
so
Molly
good.
into our mix?
I feel like our story would have been very, very different if Ben was.
And that's another question. So it's a 3 subset question. How do you think the party would be different if 4 was still in the party?
Okay.
I think we all would have killed each other.
So there's a little bit of backstory to Thor and Lucian as well. So essentially, what Wombat said earlier about Thomas talking to him about Rakesh, the same thing that I had where Thomas was like, "Hey, I think that our characters would know each other," and I was like, "Fucking how?" And we figured it out because he wanted us to come in together, and it was my excuse for being at the wedding that I came with the automaton who was actually supposed to be there. I was like his tag along, and Lucian found him and was like, after questioning him for a bit, realized how like much the Empire would want this thing back, and just being the spiteful fuck that he is, was like, well, you're going to stay with me so that you don't go back to them.
And then it's,
Um,
how do you think the party would be different if Vali was still here?
We would have killed each other.
Alice would be a little bit less sad and probably more willing to drink and consume fun foods.
So with Thor being there, Lucian would have tried to convert him. Them.
Then
Valley.
Earl.
I know Thomas told me that one of them was like into Lucian, which I was like, oh, okay.
Can you
Interesting.
imagine that RP?
But then that's like a way in where you're like, I know this one. If it turns blue, I'm okay. I'm like, oh, hey. You know, like that quid that you owed me from the other week, but pay it up. And they'd be like, oh, yeah, of course. Then it turns green. You're like, ah, shit, no, I'm not asking you for money today. That's not.
Green's a bitch.
Green is
So
a bitch.
can I ask you a Molly
That was very
question
good.
that I did not ask?
Yeah. Yeah.
Of Ben's 2 lies and a truth. The 2 lies and a truth were that Molly is a diviner, that Molly wishes to be elven, and Molly was at the wedding to steal something from Alanora. Which one was the truth?
Let me pull it up. It's been so long.
What was it? Diviner. That's the one.
I thought it was the one that she wishes to be elven, was what I said.
Which one? Sorry?
She wishes that she was an elf.
Who does?
Molly.
Molly.
Oh.
I thought it was that Molly was a diviner.
I think she's faking it. I think she wanted us to think.
I
that
thought
she
it was
a
something
diviner.
about. I thought it was something about being an elf.
So she wishes she
Trying to
was an
find
elf is
it.
the second one, and was at the wedding to steal something from Alanora. While Tay is looking that up, can we talk about why you guys were at the wedding? Chris, you just said why Lucian was there. Why was Callus there?
So Callus, his assassination job against the person in the Dark Republic, I forget who it was, but yeah, he was hired to do that by the Empress.
Holy shit!
And so
I don't
he
feel
was,
so bad now as to cutting her up inside. Because if you've ever seen like Game of Thrones, like season 5 after Tywin's death, Cersei's like, "You opened us up
Spoilers.
to, huh?"
Is it spoilers?
I mean, season 5 came out years and years ago, so fuck it,
The
whatever.
book's been out for
It was like
150
she
years.
hated her dad, Tywin, but she's like, when you killed him, you opened us up to attack
Yeah.
because he was so powerful, no one would fuck with him. And it was sort of like a thread that I thought about when Wombat said it. Like, yeah, I killed him. Like, you left us on our fucking hands and knees, and now we've got the high flames. So, thanks for that.
The lie was she was a diviner.
There are 2 lies.
oh,
There were 2 lies. 2 lies and a truth. So she wishes she was Elven, and
Yeah.
she was at the wedding to steal something from Alinora. Was the other
That's
one.
the other lie.
Thomas
So
said,
she
I
wishes
did not
she
say
was
that all your
Elven, isn't
characters
she?
were almost the same. I did not.
Yeah. She wanted to be Elven.
Adorable. So why does the Skinwalker want to find the Bagman, or was he just making threats at May?
I thought it was just like a loose thread, like a here's the thing.
Nah, he's just making
After
threats
this,
at May.
Taylor. Once the stream goes dark, Taylor, remind me to tell you something.
Okay.
Wombat, how much longer do we have before you have to go?
half an hour.
All right.
To be completely candid, we're running out of written material.
Can we do one more somebody else
Wheel-
roll on the wheel?
I was
of
just gonna
wonder?
say,
Is there any really good ones, Buck? Like any really good questions?
there's quite a few. I want to try to find some from. I'll read through them because I'd like to get some not so much from us because there's a lot of here from other people that are really good.
I just ask them.
What real world job would your PC have? And that's from the Camlot on Discord.
Manny.
Wait, what job?
Yeah, if your character existed in the real world, what job would they have?
Probably
They
a
have to
police
make
officer.
an income. Police officer?
That's pretty good.
Viridia technically has a real world job.
That's true. She's still a prostitute.
True.
But I think that she'd be an Insta influencer. Like if we were to modernize the oldest job.
Oh,
A
100%.
TikTok thought?
No, Serena would be there coming up on your Instagram feeds with like the bouncing titties, just like, check out my link tree. Hey guys.
Yes. 100%. Or she would like be in like mortuary school.
Aw.
What a
Oh, yeah.
weird-
Yeah, that makes sense.
She's a taxidermist
Taxidermist.
apprentice.
Ogan is also a police officer. Lots of police officers. Lots of cops. Fucking pigs.
Oh, could you imagine
Yeah.
Ogun as a police officer? Like, fuck that.
Detroit,
Dimple
maybe.
Dimple says ACAB.
May?
A librarian.
No. I like to think of May being like some femme fatale spy, like Russian spy.
AGB.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
Malin
Mr. Bud, I
Fang. Very
expect you
nice
to
to
die.
meet you.
Um,
Oh my god.
What are the nuclear launch codes? Very nice. Yeah, Shamash.
She's
Um,
Borat.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very nice.
How
And Ambrose would be a mailman.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
milkman.
Yeah.
The milkman.
Not the milkman, the mailman.
Muffin Man.
Do you know?
The
Do you know the
muffin
muffin man? Would you like us to assign someone to butter your muffin?
Lucian. I'm curious about Lucian. How does such an evil person survive in the real world besides corporate excellence or a lawyer?
So
Yeah, CEO
I have
of
two
Starbucks.
different things for Lucian. I feel like on one hand, he's making an Etsy account for metalwork because he does have proficiency in smith tools. So when he was at the church, he would be sat there like buffing people's armor and sharpening swords and stuff. That was his job for years.
He has he's one of those girls that goes to the farmer's market with a jewelry cart.
Yeah. He only ascended recently when all that shit kicked off, and it's still very recent so he's still like coming to grips with his new power. But honestly, I feel like he'd be like an oil tycoon lobbyist.
Yeah.
Like turning up to people like, hey!
He'd be an NRA lobbyist.
How about I take you to lunch at Le Mans?
Lucian is not
and
a
we
crypto
talk
bro,
about
that is Jackson. Jackson's the crypto bro.
True.
I reject.
Jackson is
Lucian's a used car salesman. You can fit so much devotion in
Yeah,
this thing.
that's right. You can...
Yeah.
It's about time you prayed to that 2017 Honda Civic.
He's a evangelist broadcaster.
Ooh, evangelical priest.
Yeah.
Because that's the used car salesman of faith, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
No.
So good. Oh my
Hello,
god.
everyone. Welcome
Taking
to
his
our
plane
church.
to go get coffee.
Tune in to 6969 Moonlight
If you don't
TV.
donate, you're going to hell. Come on in.
It's fun when it's like a fake religion. When it's a real one, I'm like, oh no. That's just, I just feel bad for those people. No.
Yeah.
Thomas
Mary?
says that
What would
Lucian
Mary
is a real
do?
estate agent.
Oh, I could see that.
Oh,
But he's the guy-
I could
he's the
see
guy-
that.
He's the guy that like flips houses though, and like the house has
Yeah!
like 4 murders in it,
Property
and he just
brother.
forgets to tell you about it.
He's the
like
dude who
the
fucks you
property
into
brother.
like,
He's
oh,
like
this
the
is a really like hip part of New York. You know, it's like Doe is a Tripler. It's like, you know, Soho or whatever.
Yeah.
And you realize that Doe is a Tripler is downwind from sewage treatment plant.
Yeah,
And then you like move in and it stinks. And like, oh no.
It's like the
Mhm.
floorboards may creak. Well, that's just authentic
Yeah.
wood for you.
'Cause
Ignore the nails popping out. It adds character.
We joked about a couple of questions about, you know, about fucking Eclipser professing a love for Lucian. Like, why did this happen? I was like, I don't know. The dude's got a high charisma. He probably didn't mean for this to happen,
He's
but
hot.
he just did.
He just walks into bitches everywhere.
True.
Just causing chaos by mistake. You're like, okay.
He's unobtainable. He's extra hot just for that reason.
Yeah.
I will
'Cause he
say
will
though,
He will never love you.
Right.
this is me putting in a fictional CV to Lucian. If you manage to take over the world and it doesn't get destroyed, and like Dimple gets out of a job, she is a professional court jester. Like that is the thing. She has her Bard College certificate. Just keep her in mind.
Dude's open to people, like, you know, there's equal opportunity stuff going on there. Like, do whatever you want. As long as it's within as long as you hate the Empire, you're good with us.
As long as you love Shar, dance for Shar.
Good.
Clown
What
girl.
about Mary?
Dance.
What would Mary do for a living?
Be a
Philosopher.
stage manager.
I feel like he'd be a coat check somewhere. He'd just
I
be
was gonna say-
fucking. He's thrilled to be there, but he's just like, the people are like, oh shit, is this bouncer? He's like, no, would you like me to take your coat? It will be £1, please, and you will get a ticket. And I will look after this ticket, and I will look after your coat. Because the dude is just like,
He's
Fuck
a
it.
ticket taker at the movies. He just
Yeah.
takes your ticket, just like
yeah,
That's
I
one
understand.
ticket
You have
for
paid
all.
to be here.
Reader.
he's a
But if you're
Walmart
in the
greeter.
wrong seat, I will move you out of that seat because it is not yours.
Yeah.
Walmart greeter, 100%.
Sorry, you were in C15, not
No.
C14.
Rakesh is the Walmart greeter. Don't be fucking stupid.
Nah, he's a track star.
My
He's fast
fucking
as fuck.
bad.
No, Rakesh is a retiree.
He's a track star.
Yeah.
He's the next
Yeah,
Usain
he's
Bolt
fast as-
because he's
yeah,
I'm
he's
a
fast as
swan
fuck.
bat.
fuck boy.
He's a retiree. He's a
Um,
geriatric patient.
He's one of those retirees that gets
He's a
super fit
timeshare
in their old
salesman.
age and just gets super super jacked and like goes for a run every day and makes you feel bad about yourself. He's that old
Yeah.
guy.
don't read this on Discord. Who is your PC celebrity crush?
Again, I don't
Oh,
think
oh.
I know.
What in like our real
In
world?
game, in real
Yeah.
life, you pick.
Oh my god.
Fabe.
Because I don't know if we
Lucian's is
have.
Shah.
Fabian.
Yeah, but that would be like, oh, I fucking love Jesus just because I'm Christian. He's not quite the
Hey,
same.
don't
Jesus is
hate on
the celebrity
characters.
you pick.
Don't
Because-
hate on characters dating their gods. It's a thing.
Mary's celebrity crush would be like fucking C3PO or something. Just be like, look at that guy. Look at him
R2D2
go.
that chassis.
R2D2. He's so foreign. Like I can't understand what he says, but he just
Knight
knows
Rider.
what I'm talking
I
about.
didn't bring my
Just
towel. Valid.
knows.
I'm crying. I'm at the C-3PO. Oh my god.
Oh, I like this one. From Pote on Discord.
It's me.
Potete.
What is
Me.
your
Potitty.
if your character had the hit dating app Tinder, what would their Tinder bio look like?
No fun allowed.
I talked about Ambrose already, but I'm so excited about his, where his is all about how he's looking for a mommy and he's getting all these messages that he doesn't understand, and he's that would be he's looking for
Weirdly
his
enough.
mommy.
Lucian's very similar, just in a very different tone.
They have the exact same bio, but the context is different.
You know
I was
how
something like, I
put-
feel like Lucian's would be quite like mine, to be honest.
You know how we had that like tag
Ambrose's
yourself
are
thing?
both Lucian and Ambrose are both I'm looking for a mommy. Ambrose ends with the smiley face with like the blushed cheeks, and Lucian ends with like the smiling devil.
100%.
Lucian's is to soft bondage, mommy's boy. Or what the third one on the tag yourself thing was.
Open to switch for the right partner, like that kind
Yeah.
of shit.
I don't want to say this because my parents might be watching, but yeah, I tagged myself as Lucian. It was extremely relatable.
Serenius would be like, blood kink, as dead animals, will be your best friend, looking for cuddles. Basically, in a
Aw.
nutshell. We'll read your cards.
I don't
Only buys
remember.
organic.
We
I think
already heard.
Callus is just no fun allowed, or like just don't want to be alone anymore.
Oh no!
I've deleted this app 7 times, but I'm still sad, so here I am.
Why do they all keep leaving me?
Oh,
Don't leave me like the last one.
Wait, hang on. It sounds like Callus has turned into a fucking incel on Tinder here. Like,
Yeah,
no
no fun allowed.
yeah. You know what? Thomas is right. He's like,
My
it's
foot
like a
is
link
Ben
to her
Shapiro
seeking
memes, like-
arrangements. Serenius Tinder bio is like a link to her seeking arrangements. Like,
Mm-hmm.
she's just looking for money.
Serenia's like, add me on Snapchat if you got the dollar.
Add me for premium link.
Now, I don't remember asking this, but it says I did. If your character was famous, what would it be for?
Man,
So you're all rushing to answer.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't. Yeah, I mean,
I'm trying to think
Ambrose would be
towards
the
their
Darwin
goals.
Awards.
Are you guys like familiar with the bling ring at all?
No.
Like,
Ye- I saw the trailer.
yeah, it's like a group of teenagers in like Los Angeles who broke into celebrity houses in the early 2000s and like stole like their expensive purses and stuff. Code word Melon Team is the bling ring. We're famous for failed break and enterings.
I'm gonna throw one out there for Lucian. He was on like 90 Day Fiance, and ever since then he's had like a stellar Instagram following.
Yeah, he's gone on some crappy fucking dating show like Love Island or some shit,
Yeah,
and it's come off really well.
He was The Bachelor, and immediately broke up with the girl he was.
But then using that status to like propel himself
Right.
socially
Yeah.
forward, like, you know, oh hey, I was on The Bachelor. Maybe you could be
Yeah.
number 13. I don't know what the fucking hell numbers go to in Bachelor, to be honest.
I think I'm going to have to Photoshop that guy standing in front of the tank with like putting the flower into
Oh,
the tank.
Tiananmen
Tiananmen
Square.
Square.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm going to have to Photoshop Callus doing it. Because that's what
Callus
he would be
spear
famous
tackles the
for.
tank.
That's his famous.
I got this.
yeah,
I
I
got
got this.
got
I'm gonna
this.
stop this motherfucker.
Oh no!
All those
Callus
You
is
know those
charging Hitler
inspirations?
like, I got this.
No, Callus.
should-
Callus was at the it was at like I don't know some sort of like I don't know somebody famous is struggling to open a door and he just walks up and boots it open. That's what
Yeah.
he's famous for.
Old
Sornia's
lady's
is
trying
like
to cross the street, just booting him across the street. Just
Sornia's is like local woman donates hundreds of dead rats to local orphanage. They didn't want them.
Yeah, Thomas says that Rakesh would be famous for being a bitch and Ergin for always being cold, which is interesting.
Weird things to get famous for, but I'm here for it.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
2022. You could be famous for fucking anything now.
Fact.
It's true.
Okay, guys. If your PC had a warning label, what would it be? By Sinful Naga on Twitch.
Oh,
Sad
Callie.
warning. Sad.
Warning, extremely depressing.
Yeah.
Warning, depressed, making. It's like one of those combustible gas symbols.
Yeah.
Warning, may explode.
For Sornia, I'm just seeing warning, will bite.
Yeah.
It's a biohazard label.
yeah,
Just stuck
biohazard.
there.
True.
Sornia is probably sticky. Like, I don't trust it.
Blood
Yeah,
is
you know how
tacky.
people look
True.
sticky? You know how people look sticky? Like if you look at like old Kesha.
Old Kesha is
how-
very. She's very like classic Krispy Kreme.
Gross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like she's had the same body glitter on for like a month straight, and so you know
Yeah.
she hasn't showered.
I know 100% Marigold would be caution wide load,
Yeah,
and Lucian would be caution
Right
may
on.
preach.
right on.
And
a
like you
pair of
pull the
booty
fucking
shorts.
string out from him, and he's like, "Have you heard the good word of that bitch that keeps you in life? You want to like just submit or what?"
The day Redbubble gets booty shorts, I'm putting caution wide load with Mary's face instead of the hazard sign. Just on a pair
I'm
of
just
nice
gonna make
booty
them anyways. I'll just
Uh,
bring them to Houston for Chris.
shorts.
Wide load.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Try to get some more. What classic high school clique would your PC be a part of? From Ambia on Twitch.
Ambrose
The
would be
jocks.
the popular like homecoming king, and everyone would love him, and he wouldn't know why. He'd just be happy to be there.
He'd be just that wholesome boy that nobody has an issue with in high
Mhm.
school whatsoever.
All one enough.
What was that? Hall monitor?
I feel like
Callus,
May.
you wa- Why are you walking in the hall?
No fun allowed.
You're a yearbook club. Be real. Callus's yearbook club.
See, we don't have any of that over here.
No.
We don't have hall monitors. We don't have fucking yearbook club. We don't have any of that shit.
Yearbook club was where all the nerds went.
Alice is like a shop kid.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know, shop kid. I think Lucian's more the shop kid, like the bad boy with the saw. Like
See, I'm
Oh,
seeing Lucian.
Lucian
as the
would be
home
a-
ec guy.
No, Lucian would be a jock 100%.
he's-
He'd find a way. He'd find a way to just fuck with you.
You know in those old movies how there's always like the handsome blonde American football star who's like the homecoming king and like the Jesus
Yeah.
preppy kind of character. Lucian's that. Like he's
Yeah.
he's like the Biff from Back to the
All
Future.
American boy.
Have you seen the most recent season of Stranger Things?
No.
Yeah.
He's that dude from the
Yes,
from their
100%.
football team who's
Yeah.
like rallying them all like it's their fault.
Yeah.
And Marigold would be like part of the chess club, but he'd be the one that no one
Oh.
picks on because he's too big.
Oh,
They'd be like, look at
Water
this
boy on the football
fucking
team.
nerd.
I can't decide if May is a band kid or a stage crew.
I see her being like a stage tech.
Yeah.
I thought that May would be like the fucking school paper editor or something. Like she'd be
Oh.
like
I
in there.
I'd like to throw up the possibility that Callus would be a thespian. He'd be a theater kid. Just because that's the only place where being sad is like fully accepted. Nothing more. I can see Callus holding the Shakespeare skull. Just
Really, it wouldn't be the kid, because you know that there's the sad kid at school who latched onto their English teacher because they were like their other parent. You know what I'm talking
That's
about?
Xander.
Like that's Callus.
Yeah, and that English teacher is Xander.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Mr. Xander, can I eat my lunch in here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's a good one. Oh, we lost Chris. I was like, hey, should we like start doing our wrap ups? But Chris isn't here.
Yeah, we'll do wrap-ups when he gets back. Sonia, in my opinion, is the kid who took home ec because she never brings a lunch, so she's hoping like they're cooking that day.
So she accidentally learns how to
Okay,
make
yeah.
clothes.
Yeah, like she she did it because like she just couldn't remember food, but now she has all these life skills. Is like, I don't know how I got here.
She's the weird kid who
Oh, you
ate
know where
dirt.
May is? May's the debate club kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last question, and I want Chris to be here for it though. Who would you want to swap character sheets with
I
from
love
like
that
any
question.
campaign?
Yeah.
Like-
It's really good.
Ask again. I'll actually I want to take credit. Chris, I just thought of the best question. Okay, I needed
Okay.
you to be here for
It
it.
sounds like you deserve 100% of the credit there, by the way.
I
but go
do
for it.
so much. It's just like talking to my parents. Whenever Taylor did anything good, I just like ran and was like, but I thought of it first, Mom. Anyway, so Mom, I mean Chris, I mean Mom, I mean Dad, I mean Chris.
Mhm.
Daddy, sorry, Chris. I love your tattoos, by the way.
Thank
I'm
you.
not flirting. You're not my type, but you could be my type. Anyways, question. If you could switch character sheets with anyone at the table, who would you guys switch characters with?
Absolutely Callus. 100%.
For a good old fashioned April Fool's session, you guys all go around the table.
I want
switching up
Callus's
a-
sheet. I'm gonna fix everything.
I would swap
Fix him.
I would swap character sheets in the World Rebirth with Thomas because I have no idea what the fucking hell he's going to pull out. Anyway, like from week to week, it will be different. In Book of Time, I would probably swap with Sir Jackson
Yeah.
because he has a little pet called Zap,
got an otter.
and I'm interested in the otter because the otter does not make much of an appearance. I don't think because it's not like a battle otter, is it? It's like it's a pet.
He's
classic battle
You
on.
mean
Zap.
Zaps?
Zap has severe anxiety.
Oh, little bud. I'll whip that anxiety right out of him.
So Luke, yours was on World's Rebirth. You switch with
Thomas, just because dude has like a revolving door of stuff coming through, so you would
Yeah.
have no idea what you're getting. It would be, you know, like loot crate, like getting a loot crate.
Yeah.
Hey, Thomas.
Nikki. You said Callus because you
Yeah,
want to fix
absolutely.
him.
Yeah.
For one session, Callus has his life together,
Yeah.
and the next session just goes back to falling apart.
Right.
I feel like we need to add some Coldplay to Malin's Spotify because she just wants to fix him.
True.
Taylor,
No,
what
that's
about you?
Nikki. That's not May.
If I could take a character sheet from World Rebirth, I would be very stuck between the three of these guys. Just because I know what they can do, so it's like I want to do big booms.
May can't do shit.
Yeah, Callus
Kim's-
sort of just stands there and gets hit.
Yeah. That's what May does too.
Your new primary healer is also very dangerous.
If I could swap with someone from Book of Time, I think it would be Ambrose because Druid of Spores is like my favorite Druid
Yeah,
class,
it's
like
fun.
subclass. And it's just it's so much
Well,
fun.
I
It's not
love
very
the
good,
entity.
but it is.
I
No, it's
love
so nerfed.
the entity.
I love the
But it's
entities too.
fun.
Yeah.
What about you, Wombat? I keep wanting to call you Callus.
That's fine. I think Callus would swap with either Lucian or Haragash.
Harry, yeah.
Yeah,
I
you wanna-
forgot about Harry.
Harry.
You want to see what it's like walking on the shark side of life, don't you? You want to see
No,
what shit,
I
what shit comes over here?
What I want is 10,000 nipples.
Yeah.
All right, and
Yeah.
blue skin. That's what I want.
Okay.
Selfishly, I'm going to answer this
Interesting.
question too. if I got to steal a character for a session, I would want to. It would be a hard pick for me between Rakesh pre-death, obviously. It'd be boring to play a dead character, or
Obviously.
or Lucian for
Yeah.
World's Rebirth. And I'd want to be Sornia from A Book of Time. One, because I wouldn't want to be Ambrose because I'd be scared to break him.
Oh,
And
Don't worry,
I
don't worry,
feel-
that's
and-
coming.
no, it's
And
not.
I feel like I feel like I could get away with playing Sornia for a session, because if she did something erratic, I don't feel like it would be that
Yeah,
out
true.
of character. Like
It would.
her acting
No one
out of
would know.
character is in character. And me and Taylor had
Yeah.
joked that her and Dimple are multiversal variants of each
That's
other.
true. That's probably
Oh, that's
true.
cool. Yeah,
So-
Nikki,
I
look, I had all the trauma in the other one. It's your
Yeah.
turn now. Your family, they're coming for you. I have no
Okay, I
family.
promise this is my last question, then we can wrap up. Who's your favorite NPC from each campaign?
Alate.
God.
I hate that little fucker.
I
I
love Alate.
fucking love all the stuff that we met in the Feywild, but I also love Javier because he's just so
Oh, yeah,
gay
yeah.
for Harrogate.
Yeah.
I just love that shit. It's just great. Just like Master Harry.
No, Thaven is
Ooh.
absolutely.
I don't know why. I feel like he's got like a Prince Charles vibe. So I'm like, oh yes. Ooh.
He
Ooh.
did
think
land
my
a really hot,
favorite-
fond wife.
I think my favorite is Rumbles.
Oh, Rumbles.
And then I've also got a favorite for Book
Being
of
a
Time,
god?
but I'll leave
Got
that.
like your favorite character is a god? Yeah, I don't blame you.
Do I have
That's
to?
great.
Do I have to pick between the twins? Cause in from Book of Time? Because I don't think I can.
Precedence Derek.
Yeah, I
One
don't think
thing.
I'd be able to pick
They are
one or
one
the other.
thing.
No,
Yeah.
I love Floyd. Floyd is my guy.
I don't know. I
and
love
then,
Sorrow.
oddly enough, from World's Rebirth, I also don't think I'd be able to pick between Fabian and Mateo.
Ooh.
I don't think
Thaven,
we've really gotten a
100%.
lot of Mateo.
No,
That's
we
why though. That's for me though. Is like the fact that I haven't experienced him makes
Yeah.
me. It's like almost like that kid in class that you like stare at and like write a backstory for because you don't know
Yeah.
anything about them, and then
Yeah,
you kind
we've
of fall in
only-
love with them.
we've
I've
only
said
seen
that
him
over 100
fleetingly
times.
like
You
twice.
fall in love with the idea of them.
I fall in love with the idea of so many people, man. It's dangerous. I'm a hopeless romantic.
But
Favorite
Fabian,
from
we
the-
spent a long time with him, like
Yeah.
over like
Yeah.
a session and a text one. It was like you really felt his soul come through there, and it was I got Fabian 100%.
Thomas says his favorite is Dobby the Frog.
I almost said
Yeah,
just said
100%,
that. I was just gonna
100%.
say Dildo Frog.
Yeah,
Definitely.
was-
a
I
great
swear-
NPC.
It was a question about the dildo frog.
Actually,
The
I'm
question
gonna-
was, is the dildo actually a magic item?
Was that me? Did
Oh.
I ask that?
I think so.
Yeah.
and
Yes,
I'm
you
actually
did.
gonna change my answer for a World's Rebirth. I'm gonna go with the Ferryman for no particular reason.
No reason.
Oh yeah,
That
that feels very
favorite
unpolitical.
World's Rebirth NPC. I'm obviously very attached to Bella Luna, but like I'm not gonna exclude her. I am obsessed with the High Flame to an uncomfortable
High Flame
amount.
is so good.
Also,
I love-
Thaven is right there.
I love how
Yeah.
nasty she is.
Right, same. But my favorite Book of Time NPC, who was the shopkeep we like just met, who is absolute a chaotic fucking mess.
Sorrow.
He's one of the Resistance members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Alchemist.
Yeah. I don't know why, but like I simp for them as a person because they are the chaos I am wanting to be. Like I love them.
Hyperactive and easily distracted. Yeah, sorry.
Thomas's favorite NPC was the shopkeep where Thor got his enemy.
Yeah.
Bobby the dildo
frog.
frog.
That's the,
Yeah.
Oh,
Dobby
the- I-
Dildo Frog.
I don't know why I thought of the shop where he almost got into trouble by trying to steal the greatsword
Henry.
with the dwarf. That's it.
Henry.
Yeah.
Henry's
Also very good
a
because he
great
cuddled
NPC.
me. He cuddled me and made me buy a shield from him. I was like, okay.
Now Callus has that shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just like sorting out my guy because he's my
Yeah.
guy. And
My AC is now like, I think it was like 23 or something like that.
stupid money. Stupid money, AC.
All right, everybody. I think it's
I
time
was
to
gonna
say
say-
goodbye.
Yes. Okay, so just a reminder, everyone. We're going to go through some announcements again real freaking quick because I was real jumbled at the beginning. I want to make sure everyone catches these. And for those of us who joined late. For the next 3 Sundays, starting tomorrow, we are running a World's Rebirth. That means, unfortunately, Wombat will not be in the DMC for a while. And after that, Book of Time will be replaced by a mini campaign called Where It's Colder, following Sneros' time helping the Resistance. Character stickers, pins are now available on Redbubble. Link in the Discord. The art is done by yours truly. The next one of these things will be on the first Saturday of every month.
You did
I
so
think
good, by the way, Buck.
that's it.
Thank you for doing this. This
Thank
is
you,
great.
Buck.
Yeah, I'm about to go change my name on a lot of things from Fool Sans Court because you guys just gave this guy a court, which is very dangerous.
I feel like I learned so much more about everybody's characters, like a DM level and like just like a person level.
Yeah, I mean, use this to your advantage, guys. We learned so much today. I'm excited, with no offense to anyone, for the next one to maybe get some new faces in the chat.
Yes.
It's true.
That would be
We
great.
answered a lot of questions, so we're sat there like, oh, by next time, what's going to happen? Well, we'll have had a couple sessions. Like, not a lot for us.
A couple sessions, maybe some new faces to answer some old questions.
True.
I am looking forward to hopefully having some more other folks in here because there are some story questions that I want answered that I asked in the chat that did not get answered because not everybody could be here today.
I almost want to replace an entire Sunday session with one of these so we can have the entire cast.
I'll throw up.
I'm down, ma'am.
Can we talk about it later?
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Alrighty, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks again to the cast for bringing me on to do this. It was a really exciting idea, and I'm excited to spend Saturdays once a month with you guys. I think that's all for us.
Are you going to say it?
Make sure to tune in next time.
Say it.
I've been Buckley, also known as Fool's Court, and I'll cast you later.
Yeah.
You did.